batting average to right-handed hitters, and the league is hitting .346 off of him with runners in scoring position. Woody Williams is looking to avoid his 10th loss in 15 starts this season. The veteran has allowed 14 home runs in 81 2/3 innings, and the league is hitting a whopping .295 against him. The two Seattle hitters that historically give Williams the most trouble are Adrian Beltre and Jose Guillen. Neither will start today. Seattle has scored just 12 runs in their last 40 innings after averaging more than 7 per contest in their previous 21 games. Ichiro went 2 for 4 Friday night to extend his current hitting streak to 11 games and has hit safely in 36 of his last 38 games. Mark Loretta was presented with the 2007 Hutch Award. The award is presented annually to the Major League player who best exemplifies the honor, courage, and dedication shown by Fred Hutchinson, the former Major League player and manager who died of cancer at the age of 45. It's the Mariners and the Astros, Beck versus Williams. Game time set for 6:05 p.m. in Houston. You can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern. The Houston Astros continue their 3-game series versus the Seattle Mariners at Minute Maid Park. The Astros will start right-hander Woody Williams, while Seattle sends right-hander Cha-Sung Beck to the mound. First pitch set for 6:05 p.m. in Houston. The Mariners dropped their 3rd straight game with a 5-1 loss to the Astros last night. Right-hander Felix Hernandez struggled through 6 innings, allowing 4 runs on 12 hits, including a 2-run shot by Houston third baseman Mike Lamb in the 6th inning. That gave the Astros a commanding 4-1 lead. The Mariners' bats were silent once again. This is their 3rd consecutive night, managing just 6 singles and a Willie Bloomquist inside the park home run. Houston starter Wandy Rodriguez went 7 strong innings Friday night, fanning 7 Mariners and surrendering 1 run in 7 innings of work to earn win number 4. Brad Lidge tossed a scoreless 9th to secure the win in a non-save situation. Mike Lamb gave the Astros all the offense they needed with 4 hits and 3 RBIs, and 4 other Houston starters tallied at least 2 hits on the night. Cha-Sung Beck is making his 11th start of the season after starting the year in AAA. The right-hander has been inconsistent since joining the rotation and has struggled on the road, posting an ERA of almost 6 away from Safeco Field. The 27-year-old has allowed a .308 batting average to right-handed hitters, and the league is hitting .346 off of him with runners in scoring position. Woody Williams is looking to avoid his 10th loss in 15 starts this season. The veteran has allowed 14 home runs in 81 2/3 innings, and the league is hitting a whopping .295 against him. The two Seattle hitters that historically give Williams the most trouble are Adrian Beltre and Jose Guillen. Neither will start today. Seattle has scored just 12 runs in their last 40 innings after averaging more than 7 per contest in their previous 21 games. Ichiro went 2 for 4 Friday night to extend his current hitting streak to 11 games and has hit safely in 36 of his last 38 games. Mark Loretta was presented with the 2007 Hutch Award. The award is presented annually to the Major League player who best exemplifies the honor, courage, and dedication shown by Fred Hutchinson, the former Major League player and manager who died of cancer at the age of 45. It's the Mariners and the Astros, Beck versus Williams. Game time set for 6:05 p.m. in Houston. You can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern. The Houston Astros continue their 3-game series versus the Seattle Mariners at Minute Maid Park. The Astros will start right-hander Woody Williams, while Seattle sends right-hander Cha-Sung Beck to the mound. First pitch set for 6:05 p.m. in Houston. The Mariners dropped their 3rd straight game with a 5-1 loss to the Astros last night. Right-hander Felix Hernandez struggled through 6 innings, allowing 4 runs on 12 hits, including a 2-run shot by Houston third baseman Mike Lamb in the 6th inning. That gave the Astros a commanding 4-1 lead. The Mariners' bats were silent once again. This is their 3rd consecutive night, managing just 6 singles and a Willie Bloomquist inside the park home run. Houston starter Wandy Rodriguez went 7 strong innings Friday night, fanning 7 Mariners and surrendering 1 run in 7 innings of work to earn win number 4. Brad Lidge tossed a scoreless 9th to secure the win in a non-save situation. Mike Lamb gave the Astros all the offense they needed with 4 hits and 3 RBIs, and 4 other Houston starters tallied at least 2 hits on the night. Cha Sung-baek is making his 11th start of the season after starting the year in AAA. The right-hander has been inconsistent since joining the rotation and has struggled on the road, posting an ERA of almost 6 away from Safeco Field. The 27-year-old has allowed a .308 batting average to right-handed hitters, and the league is hitting .346 off of him with runners in scoring position. Woody Williams is looking to avoid his 10th loss in 15 starts this season. The veteran has allowed 14 home runs in 81 2/3 innings, and the league is hitting a whopping .295 against him. The two Seattle hitters that historically give Williams the most trouble are Adrian Beltre and Jose Guillen. Neither will start today. Seattle has scored just 12 runs in their last 40 innings after averaging more than 7 per contest in their previous 21 games. Ichiro went 2 for 4 Friday night to extend his current hitting streak to 11 games and has hit safely in 36 of his last 38 games. Mark Loretta was presented with the 2007 Hutch Award. The award is presented annually to the Major League player who best exemplifies the honor, courage, and dedication shown by Fred Hutchinson, the former Major League player and manager who died of cancer at the age of 45. It's the Mariners and the Astros, Beck versus Williams. Game time set for 6:05 p.m. in Houston. You can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern. The Houston Astros continue their 3-game series versus the Seattle Mariners at Minute Maid Park. The Astros will start right-hander Woody Williams, while Seattle sends right-hander Cha Sung-baek to the mound. First pitch set for 6:05 p.m. in Houston. The Mariners dropped their third straight game with a 5-1 loss to the Astros last night. Right-hander Felix Hernandez struggled through 6 innings, allowing 4 runs on 12 hits, including a 2-run shot by Houston third baseman Mike Lamb in the 6th inning. That gave the Astros a commanding 4-1 lead. The Mariners' bats were silent once again. This is their 3rd consecutive night, managing just 6 singles and a Willie Bloomquist inside the park home run. Houston starter Wandy Rodriguez went 7 strong innings Friday night, fanning 7 Mariners and surrendering 1 run in 7 innings of work to earn win number 4. Brad Lidge tossed a scoreless 9th to secure the win in a non-save situation. Mike Lamb gave the Astros all the offense they needed with 4 hits and 3 RBIs, and 4 other Houston starters tallied at least 2 hits on the night. Cha Sung-baek is making his 11th start of the season after starting the year in AAA. The right-hander has been inconsistent since joining the rotation and has struggled on the road, posting an ERA of almost 6 away from Safeco Field. The 27-year-old has allowed a .308 batting average to right-handed hitters, and the league is hitting .346 off of him with runners in scoring position. Woody Williams is looking to avoid his 10th loss in 15 starts this season. The veteran has allowed 14 home runs in 81 2/3 innings, and the league is hitting a whopping .295 against him. The two Seattle hitters that historically give Williams the most trouble are Adrian Beltre and Jose Guillen. Neither will start today. Seattle has scored just 12 runs in their last 40 innings after averaging more than 7 per contest in their previous 21 games. Ichiro went 2 for 4 Friday night to extend his current hitting streak to 11 games and has hit safely in 36 of his last 38 games. Mark Loretta was presented with the 2007 Hutch Award. The award is presented annually to the Major League player who best exemplifies the honor, courage, and dedication shown by Fred Hutchinson, the former Major League player and manager who died of cancer at the age of 45. It's the Mariners and the Astros, Beck versus Williams. Game time set for 6:05 p.m. in Houston. You can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern. The Houston Astros continue their 3-game series versus the Seattle Mariners at Minute Maid Park. The Astros will start right-hander Woody Williams, while Seattle sends right-hander Cha Sung-baek to the mound. First pitch set for 6:05 p.m. in Houston. The Mariners dropped their third straight game with a 5-1 loss to the Astros last night. Right-hander Felix Hernandez struggled through 6 innings, allowing 4 runs on 12 hits, including a 2-run shot by Houston third baseman Mike Lamb in the 6th inning. That gave the Astros a commanding 4-1 lead. The Mariners' bats were silent once again. This is their 3rd consecutive night, managing just 6 singles and a Willie Bloomquist inside the park home run. Houston starter Wandy Rodriguez went 7 strong innings Friday night, fanning 7 Mariners and surrendering 1 run in 7 innings of work to earn win number 4. Brad Lidge tossed a scoreless ninth to secure the win in a non-save situation. Mike Lamb gave the Astros all the offense they needed with 4 hits and 3 RBIs, and 4 other Houston starters tallied at least 2 hits on the night. Cha-Sung Baek is making his 11th start of the season after starting the year in AAA. The right-hander has been inconsistent since joining the rotation and has struggled on the road, posting an ERA of almost 6 away from Safeco Field. The 27-year-old has allowed a .308 batting average to right-handed hitters, and the league is hitting .346 off of him with runners in scoring position. Woody Williams is looking to avoid his 10th loss in 15 starts this season. The veteran has allowed 14 home runs in 81 2/3 innings, and the league is hitting a whopping .295 against him. The 2 Seattle hitters that historically give Williams the most trouble are Adrian Beltre and Jose Guillen. Neither will start today. Seattle has scored just 12 runs in their last 40 innings after averaging more than 7 per contest in their previous 21 games. Ichiro went 2 for 4 Friday night to extend his current hitting streak to 11 games and has hit safely in 36 of his last 38 games. Mark Loretta was presented with the 2007 Hutch Award. The award is presented annually to the Major League player who best exemplifies the honor, courage, and dedication shown by Fred Hutchinson, the former Major League player and manager who died of cancer at the age of 45. It's the Mariners and the Astros, Beck versus Williams. Game time set for 6:05 p.m. in Houston. You can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern. The Houston Astros continue their 3-game series versus the Seattle Mariners at Minute Maid Park. The Astros will start right-hander Woody Williams, while Seattle sends right-hander Cha-Sung Baek to the mound. First pitch set for 6:05 p.m. in Houston. The Mariners dropped their 3rd straight game with a 5-1 loss to the Astros last night. Right-hander Felix Hernandez struggled through 6 innings, allowing 4 runs on 12 hits, including a 2-run shot by Houston third baseman Mike Lamb in the 6th inning. That gave the Astros a commanding 4-1 lead. The Mariners' bats were silent once again. This is their 3rd consecutive night, managing just 6 singles and a Willie Bloomquist inside the park home run. Houston starter Wandy Rodriguez went 7 strong innings Friday night, fanning 7 Mariners and surrendering 1 run in 7 innings of work to earn win number 4. Brad Lidge tossed a scoreless ninth to secure the win in a non-save situation. Mike Lamb gave the Astros all the offense they needed with 4 hits and 3 RBIs, and 4 other Houston starters tallied at least 2 hits on the night. Cha-Sung Baek is making his 11th start of the season after starting the year in AAA. The right-hander has been inconsistent since joining the rotation and has struggled on the road, posting an ERA of almost 6 away from Safeco Field. The 27-year-old has allowed a .308 batting average to right-handed hitters, and the league is hitting .346 off of him with runners in scoring position. Woody Williams is looking to avoid his 10th loss in 15 starts this season. The veteran has allowed 14 home runs in 81 2/3 innings, and the league is hitting a whopping .295 against him. The 2 Seattle hitters that historically give Williams the most trouble are Adrian Beltre and Jose Guillen. Neither will start today. Seattle has scored just 12 runs in their last 40 innings after averaging more than 7 per contest in their previous 21 games. Ichiro went 2 for 4 Friday night to extend his current hitting streak to 11 games and has hit safely in 36 of his last 38 games. Mark Loretta was presented with the 2007 Hutch Award. The award is presented annually to the Major League player who best exemplifies the honor, courage, and dedication shown by Fred Hutchinson, the former Major League player and manager who died of cancer at the age of 45. It's the Mariners and the Astros, Beck versus Williams. Game time set for 6:05 p.m. in Houston. You can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern. The Houston Astros continue their 3-game series versus the Seattle Mariners at Minute Maid Park. The Astros will start right-hander Woody Williams, while Seattle sends right-hander Cha-Sung Baek to the mound. First pitch set for 6:05 p.m. in Houston. The Mariners dropped their 3rd straight game with a 5-1 loss to the Astros last night. Right-hander Felix Hernandez struggled through 6 innings, allowing 4 runs on 12 hits, including a 2-run shot by Houston third baseman Mike Lamb in the 6th inning. That gave the Astros a commanding 4-1 lead. The Mariners' bats were silent once again. This is their 3rd consecutive night, managing just 6 singles and a Willie Bloomquist inside the park home run. Houston starter Wandy Rodriguez went 7 strong innings Friday night, fanning 7 Mariners and surrendering 1 run in 7 innings of work to earn win number 4. Brad Lidge tossed a scoreless 9th to secure the win in a non-save situation. Mike Lamb gave the Astros all the offense they needed with 4 hits and 3 RBIs, and 4 other Houston starters tallied at least 2 hits on the night. Cha-Sung Baek is making his 11th start of the season after starting the year in AAA. The right-hander has been inconsistent since joining the rotation and has struggled on the road, posting an ERA of almost 6 away from Safeco Field. The 27-year-old has allowed a .308 batting average to right-handed hitters, and the league is hitting .346 off of him with runners in scoring position. Woody Williams is looking to avoid his 10th loss in 15 starts this season. The veteran has allowed 14 home runs in 81 2/3 innings, and the league is hitting a whopping .295 against him. The 2 Seattle hitters that historically give Williams the most trouble are Adrian Beltre and Jose Guillen. Neither will start today. Seattle has scored just 12 runs in their last 40 innings after averaging more than 7 per contest in their previous 21 games. Ichiro went 2 for 4 Friday night to extend his current hitting streak to 11 games and has hit safely in 36 of his last 38 games. Mark Loretta was presented with the 2007 Hutch Award. The award is presented annually to the Major League player who best exemplifies the honor, courage, and dedication shown by Fred Hutchinson, the former Major League player and manager who died of cancer at the age of 45. It's the Mariners and the Astros, Beck versus Williams. Game time set for 6:05 p.m. in Houston. You can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern. The Houston Astros continue their 3-game series versus the Seattle Mariners at Minute Maid Park. The Astros will start right-hander Woody Williams, while Seattle sends right-hander Cha-Sung Baek to the mound. First pitch set for 6:05 p.m. in Houston. The Mariners dropped their 3rd straight game with a 5-1 loss to the Astros last night. Right-hander Felix Hernandez struggled through 6 innings, allowing 4 runs on 12 hits, including a 2-run shot by Houston third baseman Mike Lamb in the 6th inning. That gave the Astros a commanding 4-1 lead. The Mariners' bats were silent once again. This is their 3rd consecutive night, managing just 6 singles and a Willie Bloomquist inside the park home run. Houston starter Wandy Rodriguez went 7 strong innings Friday night, fanning 7 Mariners and surrendering 1 run in 7 innings of work to earn win number 4. Brad Lidge tossed a scoreless 9th to secure the win in a non-save situation. Mike Lamb gave the Astros all the offense they needed with 4 hits and 3 RBIs, and 4 other Houston starters tallied at least 2 hits on the night. Cha-Sung Baek is making his 11th start of the season after starting the year in AAA. The right-hander has been inconsistent since joining the rotation and has struggled on the road, posting an ERA of almost 6 away from Safeco Field. The 27-year-old has allowed a .308 batting average to right-handed hitters, and the league is hitting .346 off of him with runners in scoring position. Woody Williams is looking to avoid his 10th loss in 15 starts this season. The veteran has allowed 14 home runs in 81 2/3 innings, and the league is hitting a whopping .295 against him. The 2 Seattle hitters that historically give Williams the most trouble are Adrian Beltre and Jose Guillen. Neither will start today. Seattle has scored just 12 runs in their last 40 innings after averaging more than 7 per contest in their previous 21 games. Ichiro went 2 for 4 Friday night to extend his current hitting streak to 11 games and has hit safely in 36 of his last 38 games. Mark Loretta was presented with the 2007 Hutch Award. The award is presented annually to the Major League player who best exemplifies the honor, courage, and dedication shown by Fred Hutchinson, the former Major League player and manager who died of cancer at the age of 45. It's the Mariners and the Astros, Beck versus Williams. Game time set for 6:05 p.m. in Houston. You can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern. The Houston Astros continue their three-game series versus the Seattle Mariners at Minute Maid Park. The Astros will start right-hander Woody Williams, while Seattle sends right-hander Cha-Sung Baek to the mound. First pitch set for 6:05 p.m. in Houston. The Mariners dropped their third straight game with a 5-1 loss to the Astros last night. Right-hander Felix Hernandez struggled through 6 innings, allowing 4 runs on 12 hits, including a 2-run shot by Houston third baseman Mike Lamb in the 6th inning. That gave the Astros a commanding 4-1 lead. The Mariners' bats were silent once again. This is their third consecutive night, managing just 6 singles and a Willie Bloomquist inside the park home run. Houston starter Wandy Rodriguez went 7 strong innings Friday night, fanning 7 Mariners and surrendering 1 run in 7 innings of work to earn win number 4. Brad Lidge tossed a scoreless ninth to secure the win in a non-save situation. Mike Lamb gave the Astros all the offense they needed with 4 hits and 3 RBIs, and 4 other Houston starters tallied at least 2 hits on the night. Cha-Sung Baek is making his 11th start of the season after starting the year in AAA. The right-hander has been inconsistent since joining the rotation and has struggled on the road, posting an ERA of almost 6 away from Safeco Field. The 27-year-old has allowed a .308 batting average to right-handed hitters, and the league is hitting .346 off of him with runners in scoring position. Woody Williams is looking to avoid his 10th loss in 15 starts this season. The veteran has allowed 14 home runs in 81 2/3 innings, and the league is hitting a whopping .295 against him. The 2 Seattle hitters that historically give Williams the most trouble are Adrian Beltre and Jose Guillen. Neither will start today. Seattle has scored just 12 runs in their last 40 innings after averaging more than 7 per contest in their previous 21 games. Ichiro went 2 for 4 Friday night to extend his current hitting streak to 11 games and has hit safely in 36 of his last 38 games. Mark Loretta was presented with the 2007 Hutch Award. The award is presented annually to the Major League player who best exemplifies the honor, courage, and dedication shown by Fred Hutchinson, the former Major League player and manager who died of cancer at the age of 45. It's the Mariners and the Astros, Baek versus Williams. Game time set for 6:05 p.m. in Houston. You can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern. The Houston Astros continue their 3-game series versus the Seattle Mariners at Minute Maid Park. The Astros will start right-hander Woody Williams, while Seattle sends right-hander Cha-Sung Baek to the mound. First pitch set for 6:05 p.m. in Houston. The Mariners dropped their third straight game with a 5-1 loss to the Astros last night. Right-hander Felix Hernandez struggled through 6 innings, allowing 4 runs on 12 hits, including a 2-run shot by Houston third baseman Mike Lamb in the 6th inning. That gave the Astros a commanding 4-1 lead. The Mariners' bats were silent once again. This is their third consecutive night, managing just 6 singles and a Willie Bloomquist inside the park home run. Houston starter Wandy Rodriguez went 7 strong innings Friday night, fanning 7 Mariners and surrendering 1 run in 7 innings of work to earn win number 4. Brad Lidge tossed a scoreless ninth to secure the win in a non-save situation. Mike Lamb gave the Astros all the offense they needed with 4 hits and 3 RBIs, and 4 other Houston starters tallied at least 2 hits on the night. Cha-Sung Baek is making his 11th start of the season after starting the year in AAA. The right-hander has been inconsistent since joining the rotation and has struggled on the road, posting an ERA of almost 6 away from Safeco Field. The 27-year-old has allowed a .308 batting average to right-handed hitters, and the league is hitting .346 off of him with runners in scoring position. Woody Williams is looking to avoid his 10th loss in 15 starts this season. The veteran has allowed 14 home runs in 81 2/3 innings, and the league is hitting a whopping .295 against him. The 2 Seattle hitters that historically give Williams the most trouble are Adrian Beltre and Jose Guillen. Neither will start today. Seattle has scored just 12 runs in their last 40 innings after averaging more than 7 per contest in their previous 21 games. Ichiro went 2 for 4 Friday night to extend his current hitting streak to 11 games and has hit safely in 36 of his last 38 games. Mark Loretta was presented with the 2007 Hutch Award. The award is presented annually to the Major League player who best exemplifies the honor, courage, and dedication shown by Fred Hutchinson, the former Major League player and manager who died of cancer at the age of 45. It's the Mariners and the Astros, Beck versus Williams. Game time set for 6:05 p.m. in Houston. You can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern. The Houston Astros continue their three-game series versus the Seattle Mariners at Minute Maid Park. The Astros will start right-hander Woody Williams, while Seattle sends right-hander Cha-Sung Beck to the mound. First pitch set for 6:05 p.m. in Houston. The Mariners dropped their third straight game with a 5-1 loss to the Astros last night. Right-hander Felix Hernandez struggled through 6 innings, allowing 4 runs on 12 hits, including a 2-run shot by Houston third baseman Mike Lamb in the 6th inning. That gave the Astros a commanding 4-1 lead. The Mariners' bats were silent once again. This is their third consecutive night, managing just 6 singles and a Willie Bloomquist inside the park home run. Houston starter Wandy Rodriguez went 7 strong innings Friday night, fanning 7 Mariners and surrendering 1 run in 7 innings of work to earn win number 4. Brad Lidge tossed a scoreless ninth to secure the win in a non-save situation. Mike Lamb gave the Astros all the offense they needed with 4 hits and 3 RBIs, and 4 other Houston starters tallied at least 2 hits on the night. Cha-Sung Beck is making his 11th start of the season after starting the year in AAA. The right-hander has been inconsistent since joining the rotation and has struggled on the road, posting an ERA of almost 6 away from Safeco Field. The 27-year-old has allowed a .308 batting average to right-handed hitters, and the league is hitting .346 off of him with runners in scoring position. Woody Williams is looking to avoid his 10th loss in 15 starts this season. The veteran has allowed 14 home runs in 81 2/3 innings, and the league is hitting a whopping .295 against him. The 2 Seattle hitters that historically give Williams the most trouble are Adrian Beltre and Jose Guillen. Neither will start today. Seattle has scored just 12 runs in their last 40 innings after averaging more than 7 per contest in their previous 21 games. Ichiro went 2 for 4 Friday night to extend his current hitting streak to 11 games and has hit safely in 36 of his last 38 games. Mark Loretta was presented with the 2007 Hutch Award. The award is presented annually to the Major League player who best exemplifies the honor, courage, and dedication shown by Fred Hutchinson, the former Major League player and manager who died of cancer at the age of 45. It's the Mariners and the Astros, Beck versus Williams. Game time set for 6:05 p.m. in Houston. You can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern. The Houston Astros continue their 3-game series versus the Seattle Mariners at Minute Maid Park. The Astros will start right-hander Woody Williams, while Seattle sends right-hander Cha-Sung Beck to the mound. First pitch set for 6:05 p.m. in Houston. The Mariners dropped their third straight game with a 5-1 loss to the Astros last night. Right-hander Felix Hernandez struggled through 6 innings, allowing 4 runs on 12 hits, including a 2-run shot by Houston third baseman Mike Lamb in the 6th inning. That gave the Astros a commanding 4-1 lead. The Mariners' bats were silent once again. This is their third consecutive night, managing just 6 singles and a Willie Bloomquist inside the park home run. Houston starter Wandy Rodriguez went 7 strong innings Friday night, fanning 7 Mariners and surrendering 1 run in 7 innings of work to earn win number 4. Brad Lidge tossed a scoreless ninth to secure the win in a non-save situation. Mike Lamb gave the Astros all the offense they needed with 4 hits and 3 RBIs, and 4 other Houston starters tallied at least 2 hits on the night. Cha-Sung Beck is making his 11th start of the season after starting the year in AAA. The right-hander has been inconsistent since joining the rotation and has struggled on the road, posting an ERA of almost 6 away from Safeco Field. The 27-year-old has allowed a .308 batting average to right-handed hitters, and the league is hitting .346 off of him with runners in scoring position. Woody Williams is looking to avoid his 10th loss in 15 starts this season. The veteran has allowed 14 home runs in 81 2/3 innings, and the league is hitting a whopping .295 against him. The 2 Seattle hitters that historically give Williams the most trouble are Adrian Beltre and Jose Guillen. Neither will start today. Seattle has scored just 12 runs in their last 40 innings after averaging more than 7 per contest in their previous 21 games. Ichiro went 2 for 4 Friday night to extend his current hitting streak to 11 games and has hit safely in 36 of his last 38 games. Mark Loretta was presented with the 2007 Hutch Award. The award is presented annually to the Major League player who best exemplifies the honor, courage, and dedication shown by Fred Hutchinson, the former Major League player and manager who died of cancer at the age of 45. It's the Mariners and the Astros, Beck versus Williams. Game time set for 6:05 p.m. in Houston. You can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern. The Houston Astros continue their three-game series versus the Seattle Mariners at Minute Maid Park. The Astros will start right-hander Woody Williams, while Seattle sends right-hander Cha-Sung Beck to the mound. First pitch set for 6:05 p.m. in Houston. The Mariners dropped their third straight game with a 5-1 loss to the Astros last night. Right-hander Felix Hernandez struggled through 6 innings, allowing 4 runs on 12 hits, including a 2-run shot.
Craig Biggio climbed closer to 3,000 with 3 hits. And Mike Lamb had a huge night, going 4 for 4 with a long ball. Tonight, Woody Williams wants to build on his best performance of the season in Chicago by earning a win at Minute Maid. Live from Minute Maid Park in downtown Houston, Texas, it's Interleague Baseball. The American League Seattle Mariners taking on the National League's Houston Astros in Game 2 of a 3-game weekend series. And here inside Minute Maid Park tonight, the Mariners have a 35-29 record approaching this game, while the Astros are 28-39. Good evening, everybody. Bill Brown and Jim DeShays, along with Greg Lucas. Everybody, though, on the Houston side, encouraged by the 16-hit attack last night, JD.
Well, about everything about last night's game, it was maybe the most complete game the Astros have played this year. The starting pitching was outstanding. Waddy Rodriguez had a heck of a night. The bullpen was good. The defense was solid. The bats came to life. A real nice performance by the Astros last night. Tonight, they send Woody Williams to the mound. He's coming off a dandy against Chicago last time out. He ended up on the wrong end of a 2-1 decision. Carlos Zambrano was so good for the Cubs, but Woody, with one of his best starts of the year, 7 innings, just 4 hits, 2 runs allowed, punched out 5, walked a couple, started a double play here. Just a real solid performance for Woody Williams. It's been a bumpy road for him so far this year, but maybe that was a step in the right direction.
Well, coming up, the Astros hope to keep all elements in sync, like Craig Biggio hitting 500 on this homestand. Game 2 of this series comes your way next. too severe today compared to a few days ago. Everybody safe and dry and ready to go with baseball tonight with the lineup for the Seattle Mariners, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Ichiro Suzuki leads it off. He's the center fielder with Jose Vidro at second base batting second. Then Jose Guillen is the right fielder in the 3 spot. It's Raul Ibanez in left field batting fourth. Richie Sexton is the first baseman in the 5 spot. Kenji Jojima the catcher. And it's Jose Lopez at third. Unieski Betancourt at shortstop. And Cha-Sung Beck is the pitcher. There is strike one, as Woody Williams gets ahead of Ichiro, who's on a 10-game hitting streak. 342, 5 homers, 33 runs batted in. He was 2 for 4 last night.
He's on a 7-year hitting streak.
You got that right.
Hits.
He has more 10-game hitting streaks than anybody active today. Smacks one and it pops up. Brad Ausmus right there. That's a real hanger for out number 1. Bill Garner said, don't know whether he was accurate in saying this or just trying to feed some information out there. We'll pitch him away and let him hit ground balls to the left side.
Who knows? Take a look at now at the Rico scouting report on Woody Williams. 1 to build on last time out. Very solid work against the Chicago Cubs. 2 runs in 7 innings. Big inning has been a problem for him at times this year. He plays the whole game. Good hitter. Fields his position. At times he's like a quarterback out there in the field, moving his outfielders, positioning his infielders. A real field general is Woody Williams.
Switch hitting Jose Vidro gets the start at second base tonight. He was a pinch hitter last night. Struck out looking in the 8th inning. He looks at a strike there. And the count goes to 0-2 on the former Montreal Expo, Washington National. 291 for Vidro. 3 homers, 20 runs batted in. He's normally the designated hitter. And that is strike 3. Woody Williams makes short work of Vidro. 2 outs quickly for Woody.
Picking up where he left off. And that start at Chicago, where he had very good command of his fastball, and he just busted one over the outside corner. Knee high. Vidro wants a mulligan.
Jose Guillen steps up. His ball 1 to him. 261 his average. He has 8 homers. He's driven in 39 runs after an 0 for 4 night last night. Guillen's hit 171 on the current Mariners road trip. 1-1 the count. They are 5-3 on this 10-day 4-city road trip, coming off a 5-2 homestand, but they've lost 3 in a row now. It's in the dirt, and it's 2-1. Woody at home is 1-3. Overall, he is 2-9 with a 5.51 ERA.
He's allowed 14 home runs this year in a league batting average of 295. He struck out 41, walked 27.
Jam shot here, and Mark Loretta at shortstop fields and throws him out for a 1-2-3 first. Woody Williams notches a 0. Cha-Sung Beck comes up next. third base. Brad Oss was the catcher, bats 8th, followed by Woody Williams on the mound for Houston. Cha-Sung Beck is the right-hander from Korea, who is pitching tonight for the Seattle Mariners. He stepped into the rotation when Felix Hernandez went on the disabled list, and he's making his 11th start of the season. Biggio at 238 has 4 homers, 20 runs batted in. And a big homestand underway after 3 more hits last night. It's way upstairs for ball 1. Beck has excellent command. He's walked only 11 and 60 in 1/3 innings. Biggio to third base. Whoa! Not fielded by Lopez, and it goes over to shortstop Betancourt. Lopez, who has played only 10 innings as a third baseman in the majors, draws an error.
Craig gets on top of that pitch that was up in the strike zone. Lopez just can't handle it. Didn't really get squared up to that ball. Gets on you a little bit quicker down there.
Yeah, he's normally at second base. Now it's Hunter Pence batting. 337, 5 homers, 25 runs batted in, 0 for 5 last night. He cracks a line drive to left center. Ichiro will have to go back all the way to the wall. Biggio around third. Hunter Pence headed for third. It's 1-0 Houston, an RBI triple. And the club leader in triples gets number 5. 26 runs batted in for the exciting rookie Hunter Pence.
Fastball off the outside corner. He's just long and strong, reaches out and hammers that ball towards Towles Hill out there in center field. Another triple. He's got double-digit triple potential for sure with his power and speed, especially in this ballpark.
Right. He's at third for Lance Berkman. The infielders play back except for Richie Sexson at first base. He's even with the bag. And Berkman got cheated on that swing. There's strike 1. He's on a 5-game hitting streak. 254 batting average, 8 homers, 37 runs batted in, 2 for 4 last night.
Beck not an overpowering guy, but he has all 4 pitches. The slider he just threw right there, probably his best pitch.
Berkman cracks the fastball foul, getting around on it very nicely. No balls and 2 strikes.
And we talked in the pregame about Craig Biggio's big night last night. Mike Lamb going 4 for 4, but the other thing that was most impressive was Lance Berkman really scalding the ball a couple of times. One of his best swings of the year.
Berkman looks at it. It's 1-2 with Biggio in the dugout, having scored for the 36th time this year, and the Astros hoping for a very big first inning. Beck just turned 27 on May 29th. He's from Busan, Korea. That slider hits Berkman on the leg. Runners at first and third now as Berkman is hit by the Beck slider. That's the 3rd time Lance has been drilled this year. Here's our Rico scouting report.
Average velocity for Beck, but above average command. Typically throws that fastball he wants to. Slider is his out pitch. And very poised man when he's on the hill. Never appears rattled.
Last year he was 4-1 with the Mariners after going 12-4 for their AAA Tacoma club. Carlos Lee, 301, 11 homers, and a league high 54 runs batted in. Was 2 for 4 last night. Broken bat liner. That drops in and left to make it 2-0 Houston. RBI single for Lee. 55 runs batted in for the Astros left fielder.
This has been an issue for Beck this year. First inning problems have haunted him. He's allowed first inning runs now in 6 of his 11 starts. A high batting average against him in the early going. That's not really surprising for a guy who relies on command. Sometimes it takes a while to get locked in, especially on the road. The Astros looking to take advantage here early. What a big fat number on the board.
pitching coach comes out for a visit. Rafael Chavez. Last night, Felix Hernandez was the starter, and the Astros drilled him for 12 hits and 4 runs in 6 innings. Beck is 3-2 with a 5.22 ERA. Only 11 walks and 42 strikeouts in those 16 1/3 innings. Last time out, he got a no decision Monday at Cleveland, giving up 10 hits and 5 runs in 5 1/3 innings. Mark Loretta is the batter. 2 men on, nobody out. In the dirt, there's a stop by Jojima. 308 for Mark, 1 homer and 15 runs batted in, and Phil Garner explained that he does not expect Mark Loretta to be the everyday shortstop in the absence of Adam Everett, but he wants to stabilize the lineup, and Loretta provides a lot of stability to that lineup. So he'll work Eric Bruntlett in at shortstop some.
It just depends, if you want to go for offense or defense, and I think Phil, as he did late last night, he brought Eric Bruntlett into the game to pinch run and then left him in the game at shortstop. If you play 6 innings with this lineup and you have a lead, 6 or 7 innings, maybe he'll bring Eric in for defense. Maybe if you got a ground ball pitcher on the mound, you'll start Eric.
To right field, Jose Guillen has a cannon for an arm. Berkman's tagging. Here's the cannon firing to third base, and he got him. A double play from 9-5 as Guillen let it fly and leaves at second with 2 outs.
And the time to try it is with 1 out, and 1 out is recorded right there with the catch. But high risk proposition with Guillen. Boy, they've got some big arms in that outfield. Suzuki has got a cannon. Guillen's got one of the best arms in baseball. That has been the case for a number of years. Now that tag's a little high. Maybe that play closer than it should have been.
Tremendous throw. Ichiro had 2 outfield assists last night. Luke Scott was 1 for 3 in that game last night, scoring twice. 255 for Luke, 6 homers. He's driven in 32. And it's strike 1. Luke's been in and out of the lineup in recent days. Very important, though, to the Astros attack to have productive left-handed hitting, and they certainly had that last night. Off-speed pitch comes in for strike 2 call. The Astros 28-39. They began the day 9 games back of Milwaukee in 5th place. Milwaukee at Minnesota just underway with no score at Minnesota. That's a close one, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kerwin Danley is calling the balls and strikes tonight. There's Carlos Lee, the base runner, with 2 down. Fouled away. As JD mentioned, the first inning problems at Beck have been well documented. Now 13 of the 39 total runs he's allowed this year have been given up in the first inning, more than 30%. Hargrove starting pitching, 22 wins, 25 losses, a 5.46 ERA. Pretty spotty. Shot caught by Sexton, and the Astros come up with a 2 spot in the first on 2 hits with an error and a man left. It's 2-0 Houston through 1.
Hit it, boys.
Dallas, Texas truck stop. Here, who Craig Biggio thinks is a tough out. Stay tuned for that. In the second inning, it gets underway with Raul Ibanez taking ball one from Woody Williams. Ibanez at 286 has 4 homers. He's driven in 44 runs. That's a close one. It's 2 balls and no strikes. The cleanup hitter, who was 0 for 3 with a walk in last night's game. That one goes in the air to left center field. Carlos Lee back. One down for Woody Williams. Woody got his first win as an Astro here at Minute Maid Park in his last home start on May 31st, beating Cincinnati and Bronson Arroyo 10-2. He's lost his last 2 starts. JD talked about that tough luck last time out, losing 2-1 to Chicago and Carlos Zambrano. That's strike one to Richie Sexson. 197 for Sexson, 10 homers, 38 runs batted in. Had a 1 for 4 night last night in the opener. He hits the curveball toward right center. Hunter Pence and Luke Scott go for it. Scott is calling early. 2 down. 5 straight retired by Woody Williams of Cy-Fair High School. He made that congratulatory call to Woody Champagne, the coach of Cy-Fair Bobcats, who won the 5A state title in baseball just a few days ago. Kenji Jojima, 321, has 7 homers, 27 runs batted in, 0 for 4 in last night's game.
We talked about it last night. This Mariner club so different than the A's. They're a very patient group. Mariners have a lot of free swingers in their lineup. Very aggressive hitters. So you know, if you're making your pitches and you can take advantage of that aggressiveness, you can have some quick innings. Woody's thrown 17 pitches here, not having to work very hard to get his first 5 outs in this ball game.
Bouncer up the middle. Mark Loretta to his left, and the throw to Berkman is accurate. At 6 straight, retired by Woody Williams, and a 2-0 Houston lead. Chevy's most dependable fan. She's from Tomball, Liz Vassy. For your chance to win 2008 season tickets, visit www.dependablefan.com and tell us why you deserve to be Chevy's most dependable fan. Mike Lamb looks at the off-speed pitch, and it's ball 1 to Mike. His average has climbed to 289 with 4 homers, 12 runs batted in. 4 for 4 last night, 7 for 9 in the last 2 games. 1-1 to Mike with Brad Osmus on deck. Woody Williams due to bat third against Cha Sung Beck. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Beck first made it to the big leagues with the Mariners in 2004. He signed with them way back in 1998. He was signed by the Mariners scout in the Far East, Jim Colbert. Now the pitching coach for the Pirates. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the Mariners, of course, have been strong in signing players from the Far East for years now. Ripped foul by Mike Lamb, and it stays at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Ball looks like a watermelon to Mike Lamb right now.
There's the variance in speed for Beck. Grounded, and the second sacker. Vidro flags it down, throws wildly, and he's safe at first. Sexton unable to handle that hurried throw. And Lamb really chased the second baseman far to the left, so it's a hit for Mike. He's 8 for his last 10.
And Vidro does a nice job tracking this ball down and able to turn around and get something on the throw. Pulling Sexton off the bag, near collision. That could have been ugly. This is Vidro's first game in the field. He's been DHing all year long.
Brad Ausmus steps up on a 5-game hitting streak. Lamb's about as torrid as you can find a hitter right now. Ausmus 2 for 3. He too has been hot recently.
Well, he's got to have a big night tonight. They're giving away the Brad Ausmus Surfer bobblehead doll here tonight.
It's mandatory that he have a big night.
Got to get a couple of knocks.
He's driven in 8 runs in his last 6 games. 5-game hitting streak, 10 for 19. 1 ball, 1 strike. Woody Williams on deck. Brad's 8 for 17 in interleague play so far this year. Tomorrow's the finale of the homestand. The Astros 2-2 on this homestand. Roy Oswalt and Jared Washburn do the pitching tomorrow at 1:05. We'll have the pregame show for you at 12:30. Astros live. 1-2 for Beck. Beck's first start was April 23rd at Texas. He pitched a very strong complete game and beating Detroit on the road May 9th. Broken bat, a looper that falls into center. Ichiro took a look. A single for Ausmus in a 6-game hitting streak. He's 11 for his last 20.
He died a hero.
You know, there's still some great seats available to celebrate Father's Day at Minute Maid Park tomorrow afternoon. Kids, if you bring your dad to the ballpark to watch the Astros close out a 3-game set with the Mariners at 1:05, the first 10,000 men 16 and older receive a grill set courtesy of Kielbasa. There you see it. Minute Maid Park versus the place to be, and certainly for Father's Day, so get your tickets now, and you can do it on your own computer at Astros.com.
I wonder how many people thought a grill set was braces.
A few these days. Woody Williams is a career .202 hitter with 4 homers, 43 runs batted in. The Mariners are not looking for him to swing the bat here. Lopez and Sexton creeping in. He's around to bunt, and he does, but he fouls it, strike 1.
Trying to push that ball down the third baseline to force Lopez to come in and get it. And now with 1 strike, don't worry too much about location. Just try to deaden it out in front of home plate, keep it away from Jojima. That would be the most important thing to accomplish here.
Lamb takes his lead at second. Ausmus off first. The bunt goes out in front of the plate. Beck throwing to the second baseman Vidro. A sacrifice. The second of the year for Woody Williams, getting Lamb to third, Ausmus to second, 1 down.
And they were holding Lamb tight at second base. They were hoping that Woody would make a bad enough bunt where they'd have a shot at Mike Lamb. You see Betancourt there trying to hold him on to keep him tight, but an excellent bunt by Woody Williams allows the Mariners only 1 option. Sure out at first base. That comes under the category of playing the whole game. Coach Woody Champagne will be excited for that execution.
Yes, he will. Greg Biggio now comes up with runners at second and third. Middle infielders drop back. Corner infielders are up even with the bases. And it's ball one. Biggio reached on the error by the third baseman Lopez. 2,988 hits for Craig. 27th on the all-time list. And he won't be passing anybody until he gets to 3,000. Clemente had 3,000. 1 ball, 1 strike. There has not been any right-handed batter who played the game of baseball who has more doubles than Craig Biggio does right now. 657. He's in a tie with Napoleon Lajoie for 6th place. Line shot left field. That's a Biggio 3-run homer. Number 5 for Craig Biggio, giving him 23 runs batted in, and now just 11 hits away from 3,000.
Last night, Craig had his second 3-hit game of the homestand. Continues here tonight, reached out on air, and now the home run. 11 hits away.
Hunter Pence. Betancourt throws from the grass, and Sexton digs it out. 2 down. Let's see the home run swing.
And a hanging breaking ball. Kind of drifting in a little bit. Tosses the bat away. Said, "You've done your job. Now I'll go for a little jog." Hit it right out his face out there.
It's 998 extra base hits for Biggio. Ernie Banks next up on the list, 26th place with 1,009. Biggio with 5 homers this year. Has 286 career home runs. There's his statue outside on Halliburton Plaza. Lance Berkman, the batter. Oh, it is getting exciting around here with that quest for 3,000, getting so much closer. Strike to Berkman, who was hit by the pitch in the first inning, and it's 5-0 for Woody Williams on the Biggio 3-run homer. Rolled out to second, Vidro in. And in the second inning, the Astros cash in. Good situational hitting. 2 singles, a sac bunt, a 3-run homer. Earl Weaver would love it. It's 5-0 Astros. Find out the latest news about your Houston Astros in the middle of the 7th. Woody Williams has set down the first 6 Mariners. He has a 5-0 lead. Jose Lopez takes, and it's strike one to Lopez. 285 his average, 7 homers, 38 runs batted in. Looping curveball goes for ball one. Hits 1-1. Betancourt is on deck. The pitcher back due up third. Lopez had 1 hit last night. He fouls it straight back. Right under JD's position. Guy with a glove about 3 rows below us made a stab at it, but it was a little bit out of his range.
Yeah, he didn't quite leave his feet quick enough.
1 ball, 2 strikes. We'll get one some year, JD. Fly ball, and Carlos Lee comes over near the line and left. That's 7 straight, retired by Woody Williams. Yuniesky Betancourt is due up next. Very talented player who's had error problems this year with throwing. He's made 15 errors. If he can straighten that out, he may be an all-star someday. 298, 4 homers, 26 runs batted in for Betancourt. He looks at strike one. Betancourt had a 20-game hitting streak. That was snapped on Sunday. And the Cuban refugee fouls it back. No balls, 2 strikes. He's hit .347 in his last 26 games. This Seattle club is hitting .282. Up the middle. Williams tries to locate it. He scrambles, throws it away up the right field line. Betancourt heads for second base. And he's there at second with 2 outs. With 1 out, rather. It's ruled a hit and an error.
Yeah, single and an error on the throw and allowed Betancourt to get to second base. Dave Labossiere out to have a look, as did Phil Garner. Solid 1 hopper. Looked like he got the inside of his leg, maybe around the knee. That's just a difficult play to make. That time his athleticism got into trouble. A lot of other guys wouldn't be able to get to that ball so quickly and wouldn't even considered making a throw. So here's Woody now, 2-9, having a really up and down year. Well, more down than up. He's got a nice fat 5-0 lead. He takes a comebacker. He's thinking, I do not want to come out of this ball game.
You know, Astro fans, games are always a blast, as you know, and there are a lot of groups here, I bet you, tonight. You can even be better when you come as a group, too. With a group of just 20 people, you can buy tickets to any section of Minute Maid Park at a great discount. Perfect for church groups, office parties, class reunions, or just a big group. Call 1-800-ASTROS-2 or visit Astros.com for pricing and availability for group tickets.
Woody Williams isn't going anywhere. That does not count as a visit to the mound because of the injury. Cha-Sung Beck is the batter, and it's his first major league plate appearance. That was Williams' first error of the year and the first hit of the game by the Mariners. And it's ball 1 to Beck. Quite a game in Chicago today, and San Diego beat the Cubs 1-0 with a 9th inning homer from Russell Branyan, his 5th, beating Carlos Zambrano.
He flirted with a no-hitter.
He sure did.
1 out in the 8th. That was broken up by Marcus Giles. First career at bat for Mr. Beck.
It's 2 balls and a strike. Seattle pitchers have hit very little in interleague play the last couple of years. That's to be expected, certainly. But the Mariners have won 103 interleague games. That's 3rd among all teams in interleague wins. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's kind of surprising that the American League teams have done as well as they have in the games in National League parks the last few years. But not having the DH has not seemed to deter them a lot.
No, because I don't think National League clubs necessarily sign or develop good hitting pitchers any more than the American League does. Obviously, the National League guys get more practice, but there's just some real good athletes in the American League that pitch that are capable of handling the bat, as there are in the NL.
Hunter takes off for third, swing and a miss. The throw, safe. Betancourt steals third, and it was a strikeout for out number 2. Betancourt's 4th steal.
Interesting steal of third base there with one out and the pitcher hitting. Guess it's one of those deals where you feel like there's no way they're going to get me. I'm going to take it, but that certainly wasn't the case because it's awfully close. He was out, as a matter of fact.
Boy, that was close. You're right.
The tag was applied to the top of that front foot.
You can see the swipe tag from Mike Lamb, but
down 5 runs in the third inning with the pitcher hitting and 1 out. And Suzuki on deck.
Yeah. Let's see.
He's out. He got tagged on that front foot before it makes contact, just on the toe. There it is.
You can see it. The umpire's Dana DeMuth at third. In tight to Ichiro. And it's 1-1. Lamb is in on the grass at third base. Ichiro can hit that ball almost on the run to the left side and dash up the line. But Woody jams him inside, and it's 1-2. Very, very interesting player to watch, and an outstanding player. What he's done in the game. An all-star all 6 years, Gold Glove winner all 6 years, all that talent. He's really been drawing crowds in interleague play. 2-2.
You see the MO from Woody Williams here. He's going to try to pound him in with fastballs up above the hands.
And then go away, but he misses ball 3.
Boy, good looking pitch. Didn't miss by much.
Suzuki had a club record 25-game hitting streak. That was snapped back on June 2nd. He hit .411 during those 25 games. And Phil Garner was talking about how he can do what he just did, foul off so many pitches. He can really force a pitcher to battle. And he said that the Astros would just work him away and let him put the ball in play early in the count, so he didn't do that. Sometimes that can be something a manager wants to put out there, but it's not necessarily the game plan.
And no matter what the manager says the game plan is, any pitcher is going to go to the hill with his own game plan, and you're going to attack a hitter with what you do best.
Up the middle into center field, and it's 5-1 as Ichiro has the RBI single, giving him his 34th run batted in. That is his 94th hit and an 11-game hitting streak now for Ichiro.
And that's why we questioned the play of Betancourt stealing third base there, because he scores from second base on that base hit there. Done so without the risk of being called out, stealing third. But I think what Phil was saying, the point he was trying to make with Suzuki was he's such a good hitter. Why expend all that energy when he ultimately is probably going to hit the ball hard anyway? That's the way a lot of people used to approach Tony Gwynn.
Sure.
You try to trick him, and you know this, that, and the other thing. You might get him to 2 strikes, and the next thing you know, you're in a 9-pitch at bat, and he's going to hit a line drive somewhere.
Jose Vidro looked at 3 pitches. Caught looking first time up. There's ball 1 to him. Vidro's been an excellent hitter over the course of his career. Slowed by knee problems the last few years. That's why he has not been playing in the field until tonight, as JD mentioned. Switch hitter. He's hitting .281 as a left-handed batter. That's a strike on a curve, and it's 1-1.
A situation here where even though the Mariners are down 4, Ichiro may try to swipe a bag. 2 outs, trying to get into scoring position.
2 balls, 1 strike. Of the Mariners' 35 wins, 18 have been come from behind. Ichiro's going. Osmus with the throw to Loretta. Safe. Second steal of the inning for the Mariners. That's Ichiro's 18th.
Stolen base. He's only been caught a couple of times. Not a real big lead, but a nice jump. Osmus had a good pitch to handle, made a good strong throw. Suzuki just barely ahead of that tag.
Wow, was that close? Slowed down quite a bit on that slide, it appeared. Ground ball up the middle. Biggio gets in front of it and retires Vidro. It's 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left for the Mariners. It's 5-1 Houston in the third. The third opening with Lee up for the second time. He had an RBI single earlier on the first pitch. Now he looks at the first pitch from Beck, and it's strike one. Inside, a 1-ball, 1-strike count with Loretta and Scott to follow in the Astros' third inning. With 16 hits last night, the Astros tied their single game high for this season. They won it 5-1. Lee puts it in the air to shallow center field. Betancourt backpedaling. One down. Greg?
Tonight's El Geico quote comes from Juan de Rodriguez on yesterday's standing ovation.
Yo me sentí muy bien porque vi como la fanaticada se sintió bien por el trabajo que hice.
He felt really good, and he realized that the fans appreciated what he did today, and it's a great joy to feel that way.
Watch out, Wanda. It's about time for our second English language interview.
Oh, yeah. We know that he can speak English.
Yeah, we know he can.
Strike one to Mark Loretta. He lined into that double play earlier.
The Rodfather.
Wasn't that great last night? Scoreboard guys deserve a lot of credit. Line shot, right field corner. This one kicks out toward Guillen, and Loretta's going to go to second without a throw. A double for Loretta, his 8th of the year.
All right, chance to get that one back that the Mariners scored in the top half. 1-out double by Loretta. He's tough to defend because he uses the whole field. Really shoots the ball the other way quite well. Anytime Guillen's in pursuit out there, you give it everything you've got. He's got a cannon for an arm. We've already seen that tonight.
And the Astros now have hit for the cycle as a team. It's Luke Scott batting. He lined to first base. Richie Sexton with a reaching grab. This one goes foul, first base side. Strike one to Scott with Mike Lamb on deck.
You know, if we could sign Jeff King and hit him behind Scott, we'd have Loretta Scott King in the lineup. That'd be pretty good, wouldn't it?
We could probably sign him. He's not really doing much.
He's played 10 years.
Yeah. Don't know how he'd do. But he might be willing to strap on the uniform again.
Just for one day. Just so we can have Loretta Scott King.
In tight. And it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count to Luke Scott. Mike Scott's number 33 retired.
Next to the strikeout king. We can get Nolan to come back for a day. Call him the king.
Yeah, we had King Felix on the mound last night for Seattle. 2 balls, 1 strike. Let's see. There is room enough to add some more numbers up there in the upper deck. We know 2 more, of course, will be added very soon. 5 and 7. A list of those retired uniform numbers. Soft pop, foul, back into the upper deck, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Jeff Bagwell retirement ceremony is going to be in late August. The Astros have hit .275 in interleague play this year. They're 5-5 against the American League. That is considerably higher than their overall batting average of .253. Of course, they've had the DH in some of those games on the road. Last night's 16-hit attack certainly helps to pad that number after just 10 games have been played, but for some reason their batting average a lot more robust in interleague play, and that was an impressive night last night against Felix Hernandez. Foul ball keeps the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes, because they also have run into some pretty good pitching. Witness Mark Burley in Chicago. Joe Blanton pitched a good game for Oakland.
And Burley and Zambrano back-to-back days.
Yeah. Burley allowed just 1 run in 8 innings. John Garland 1 run in 7 innings. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Scott looks at ball 3, and a tough series is coming up after the finale here tomorrow. Roy Oswalt and Jared Washburn tomorrow at 105. Then the Astros head for Anaheim, where they take on the Angels Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights and face Lackey, Colon, and Santana.
You might be happy getting 1 there.
Off-speed pitch gets a strikeout for Beck. That's his first strikeout of the night.
They've been working the fastball in quite a bit in that sequence with Scott. See Luke pulling off that changeup.
Now an intentional walk is being ordered to Mike Lamb, and why not? He is 5 for 5 in his last 5 at bats, so he will not get a chance to swing the bat here, but it will be Brad Ausmus batting with 2 on and 2 outs. So this show of respect for Mike Lamb began the night at 289. Will give Ausmus a chance to do more damage. The second intentional walk Mike has received this year. And during this next road trip, the Astros go to Anaheim for 3, as we mentioned, then to Texas for 3, and then Phil Garner's club will be in Milwaukee. So the mission becomes to slice into Milwaukee's lead of 9 games between now and then. Ausmus with a single to center has it going tonight. Mike Hargrove's club facing an Astros team which has had an awakening with the bats. Very solid approach in last night's game, and again tonight to start.
Can't intentionally walk a man in front of the guy whose bobblehead night it is. You're just asking for trouble.
That goes to center field, and Ichiro will play it on a bounce. Loretta home to make it 6-1. RBI single, Brad Ausmus. He's 2 for 2. That's RBI number 15. And he has 4 consecutive hits going back to last night.
Well, last night, a lot of the work was done at the bottom of the order as well. Lamb and Ausmus, Luke Scott on a couple of times, had good at bats. This one off the end of the bat. See, when it's your bobblehead night, you don't have to hit it hard. That's 2 bloop singles for Brad tonight.
After all the broken bat hits by the Oakland A's, the Astros feel probably that they're due for a few of these. Woody Williams takes strike 1. He put down a sac bunt earlier in the game. That is one fine looking bobblehead, JD.
There you go.
Why do they always show the backside of that?
Can't mess with the karma.
1-1 to count.
Wonder if Mike Hargrove knew it was Brad Ausmus bobblehead night.
Here's guessing he had very little idea that that's what he was up against this evening.
Advanced scouts got to do a better job.
One ball and 2 strikes. Can't you just see that cropping up in a scouting report somewhere?
Don't let Ausmus beat you tonight. It's his bobblehead night.
Upstairs for Woody Williams. He goes down, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. On the breaking pitch that didn't spin much for Beck.
Yeah, fans reacting a little bit, booing, but it's just a breaking ball that got away. Obviously not much wrong with Woody here.
Woody fouls it back. There was a show of emotion, though, from those Chicago Cubs today in that situation with San Diego, with Chris Young hitting Derek Lee with a pitch, and then Lee starting a fight.
Yeah, they both got ejected. Jake Peavy got ejected. The bench is empty. And there were some punches thrown in that one, too. That wasn't just your basic hug-a-thon. Could have gotten ugly.
Swing and a miss at a curve. Williams is down on strikes. The strikeout completed by Jojima's throw to Sexton. And the Astros had a run on 2 hits and strand 2. After 3, it's 6-1 Houston. A little cooler day outside today in Houston, but still air conditioning required on this night. And the fans, as they do, turn out in big numbers on a Saturday night. They were in a great mood for that 70s night last night. Tonight, the Ausmus bobblehead doll, and a good ball game for them. Watching the Astros build a 6-1 lead through 3. And Woody Williams has pitched well, too. He's given up just 1 unearned run in the first 3 innings.
And Woody doesn't walk many, so the Mariners are going to have to hit their way back into this game. They're a very aggressive bunch to begin with, so Woody might be able to take advantage of that. Generally, this type of club, when they're down, they're free swingers to begin with, and they become even more so, feeling like, I got to get it done in this at bat, and they lose their patience. Smart pitcher could take advantage of that.
0-2. Guillen waved the bat on the curveball and swung at that first pitch. Then he took that one. Ibanez and Sexton to follow. You can see Ausmus stressing he wanted that curveball down with an 0-2 count, and Woody did bounce it. It's 1-2. That's a very good spot for an 0-2 curve. Bad spot is leaving it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Woody gave up the home run to his opposite pitcher, Carlos Zambrano, in that last start, and that really cost him in a 2-1 game. Oh, yeah. Ian caught looking. Aflac trivia time after strikeout number 3 by Williams.
Edgar Martinez.
Which teams hold the single season home run records in the AL, the NL, and Major League Baseball?
We're looking at them.
We are?
Yeah.
How did you know that?
You know it too. Maybe you just haven't understood the question. You know.
I do?
You do.
Ibanez with a pop foul, and Mike Lamb takes care of out number 2. Explain.
Well, Seattle for the Major League and American League, and the Astros for the National League. Home run, remember, 249 homers in 2000 is still the National League record. The Astros hit them. The Mariners at 260 some one year.
Richie Sexton takes, and it's ball 1.
That's the year they won 116 ball games.
I don't know. It was the same year. That one I don't know.
2001 maybe.
Could be.
I think it was before though. I may be wrong on that, but it seemed to me it was before the Astros at 249.
By the way, Greg, we were wondering if the Astros would beat Barry Bonds to Hank Aaron's record, and they have beaten him on the Conoco pump.
Beaten by a gas pump.
Here we go.
Foul ball next door. And that'll go over to Ron Fairley and Dave Sims, the Mariners television. 756 Astros homers on the Conoco pump. That's home runs hit by Houston since this ballpark opened in 2000. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Sexton.
They got off to a great start in 2000. The park played a little bit shorter then. Big screens weren't in left field over the bullpen there, and yellow lines weren't there.
Ooh, it's 3-2. That was in 97. That was 2001. No, it was 97.
For the Mariners?
Mariners hit 264.
Yeah, I thought it was before.
97. Struck him out. That's number 4 for Woody Williams. And it's 6-1 Astros in the 4th. Mariners 97, 264. The Astros in 2000, 249.
That Astros question, though, is one that, except for maybe in Houston where people remember it, you could make a ton of money. People around the country would never guess Houston Astros.
No, you're right.
Yeah, you had me fooled.
There's ball 1.
And you were here.
Yeah.
When they did it.
Well, we're easy to fool even though we're there.
I just assume that every year somebody breaks that record. There's been so many home runs hit.
2 balls, no strikes. Biggio scored twice. 11 hits away from 3,000. He has a homer, and he reached on an error. and it's 2-1. And with all the milestones out there for players in Major League Baseball this year, this is certainly a big one. 3,000 hits. Sammy Sosa has 599 homers right now. Bounce foul. Tom Glavine's at 295 wins.
He got his lunch handed to him today.
Yes, he did. And Ken Griffey Jr. can make it to 600 homers this year. 5 more players closing in on 500. And then there's Trevor Hoffman, who just keeps on breaking his own save record. And he got number 500. Biggio strikes out. Number 3 for Beck. So it's going to be a year for milestones, it would appear.
A change-up splitter of some sort. Great location, down and away. Not an easy pitch to make.
This is Beck's first appearance against the National League team. Hunter Pence tripled in a run, and he grounded out. Strike to Pence.
Hasn't gotten deep in a while. We'll do that.
One ball, one strike. He'd probably like to oblige you on that count. Continues to lead all rookies in the majors in batting average. That one goes foul. A bullet outside the left field line makes it 1-2.
What was your beverage, pal? It's mine.
They're negotiating. Strike, and Pence is caught looking. That's 4 strikeouts now for Beck.
And 3 in a row. Beck settling in now, displaying much better command than he had in the early going. Might be a little too late for him, though, already giving up 6 runs. That ball might have been a skosh low.
Lance Berkman is the batter. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning. He grounded out in the second. Good ball 1 to him. Lance has driven in 13 runs in his last 14 games. And the hitters get extra at-bats in these free scoring affairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's 1-2. That can be to a hitter's advantage to get a 5th or 6th at bat in a game, as opposed to 3 or 4 bats, all of them under extreme pressure in a tight, low-scoring game. And the Astros have had a lot of those. And the hitters have just been grinding, trying to get on base. Past a diving Vidro into right field. Berkman has a 6-game hitting streak. He's aboard for Lee. Greg?
Don't forget, the Lance Berkman program, In My Own Words, will be seen again tonight at 10 p.m. It's a great program that was put together on Lance. And you can catch it this evening right here on FSN Houston. Shows a lot more than just Lance the hitter, more than Lance the ball player. It's Lance the guy and the family man, what his father meant to his development.
Does he do his Elvis impersonation?
That I can't speak of. I don't think it got that lighthearted.
Okay. Ball 1 to Carlos Lee. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI single in the first. He's out in front there. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. That pitch came in at 77 miles per hour from Beck. Lefty Jared Washburn goes tomorrow for the M's. 2 balls and a strike. The Mariners put on more air miles than any other team in the major leagues, so they have a specially designed aircraft to make things a little more comfortable for their players on these lengthy flights. 3 balls and a strike, and they are putting in even more travel this year with those makeup trips to Cleveland. Lee fouls it back. It's a full count now. And the Indians will play a doubleheader when they're in Seattle to make up one of those games that was missed in Cleveland. You might see a change in scheduling in Major League Baseball as a result of that entire series going by the wayside in Cleveland. Rip foul.
What do you think they'll do?
It sounds as if, and Katie Feeney is on record as saying, well, maybe we need to look at not having the only series in a city played early in the season, or there could be bad weather, such as Seattle's visit to Cleveland. That was the only trip scheduled for Seattle to Cleveland, and it was in early April.
I got an idea. Get rid of interleague play.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Well, it's been around since '97. The fans are accustomed to it. What do you hear from the people you talk to? Do they like it?
I don't talk to people generally.
You're
Trying to
silent.
avoid them as much as possible.
This is the only 3-hour period of time all day that you speak.
Just talk to you guys, basically.
We're not people. Swinging a foul ball, and it's 3-2. Greg, how about?
I don't want to hear anybody else's opinion because they may convince me that mine is wrong.
Oh, okay. Greg, how about your peeps?
Modifications, I think most people would like to see. They don't like the way it works out. Some of them think there are too many games. They don't mind having a couple series, but some don't like as many games are played every year. I've also heard if they're going to have the 2 separate rules, some people say, why not just flip-flop them? You know, no DH in the American League Park, DH in the National League Park.
Yeah.
Don't think personally makes much difference, but.
Well, that's a thought perhaps worth pursuing. Oakland's going, and it's ball 4 to lead.
You know, you made a comment earlier that's interesting because I looked at some stats before this series started. American League pitchers actually had a higher batting average in interleague play than National League pitchers did. That should not. I mean, even if, as JD says, they don't really concentrate on signing pitchers that can hit, by accident the National League hitters should be better because at least they go to the plate more often.
Yeah, you would think.
Mark Loretta has lined into a double play, and he's doubled to right field. The Astros doing a great job with men in scoring position tonight. 3 for 6, 5 runs batted in.
Maybe the American League pitchers get so geeked up for interleague play that they really concentrate on the BP they take coming into a series against the National League clubs.
That may be it. It may be nothing more than that. They might. Or they get so worried they're going to look bad, so they really bear down.
It's 1-1. Do you want to be geeked up if you're going up to put down a sacrifice bunt?
Just think how much better hitter you would have been if it had interleague play and you would have had to been in the American League and had to go over to the National League and bear down.
Yeah, I never made it out in American League Park.
Wow, not too many people can say that. Of course, Greg and I could. It's 1-2. Well, Phil Garner made a really interesting statement tonight in his little media session before the game. People were asking him about interleague play, and he thinks that there are better players, by and large, in the American League right now. And there's a lot of supporting evidence for that theory.
There's no explanation, but you're right about the evidence.
I think the only one that I can come up with that may have some merit, and you have to really kind of delve into it to prove it, would just be the Yankee factor. That the Yankees have spent so much money over the years that if you're going to compete with the Yankees, then you've got to spend a lot of money and sign big time free agents and make, you know, whether you're Boston, and it's kind of a trickle down effect in the AL.
Line shot left field. That'll score Berkman, and Lee's headed for third. Cut off by Ibanez. An RBI double for Loretta. And the Astros stretch their lead to 7-1 as Loretta gets his second 2-base hit of the night. His 16th run batted in.
Oh, this is really nice. Coming on the heels of last night's performance where they banged out 16 hits. Really played a solid game, top to bottom. Getting it done here tonight. That's 9 hits already off Beck. Loretta, who doubled to right last time up, double to left this time. Here comes the Puma.
And with that, the bullpen action gets started for the Mariners. Jason Davis is warming up, a right-hander who pitched last night. Beck, who started the night with an ERA of 5.22, is trailing 7-1 here in the fourth. Struck out the first two men, then a Berkman single, a Lee walk, a Loretta RBI double. Have Luke Scott batting as Davis warms up. Pitcher spot could come up in the Seattle fifth. It would be due up fourth. Scott lined to first and he struck out. To left field, Ibanez for the third out, and the Astros get a run on 2 hits, stranding 2. Their lead is now 7-1 through 4.
The Astros take on the Rockies at 7:05. Spidey and Batman will be roaming the park for pictures, autographs, and superhero training. First 10,000 fans receive a Good Guys badge courtesy of Amnico International. And stick around after the game for special superhero Friday night fireworks presented by Marathon Oil, weather permitting. Tickets at Astros.com. Of course, every game we have Bat Boys here, but Batman will be here.
Strike one, Woody Williams to Kenji Jojima. As the fifth inning gets underway, Jojima grounded out on a 2-0 count. The shortstop earlier smacks a line drive to left center field. Hunter Pence over to backhand it. He throws to second and holds him to a long single. A very good play by Pence.
A good hustle by Pence and a good decision by Jojima, down 6 runs. Can't afford to be making any outs on the bases.
Jose Lopez hit a fly ball to left in the third inning. That was hit number 3 for Seattle, all singles. And it's ball 1. Well, Greg, also, as you told us about that upcoming series with the Rockies at the end of the month, people will be, of course, lining up for tickets with that Craig Biggio hit pursuit of 3,000.
It's probably the best promotion of them all.
You know that.
He's got to get just enough on the road trip, but not too many.
How do you do that?
Probably have a few days off.
Normally he would on a long trip. It's 2 balls and a strike, but the Astros will have the DH for the 3 games in Anaheim and the 3 games at Texas.
Makes it tough.
Foul back. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. We were trying to remember, Greg, but if memory serves, as Pete Rose got close to breaking, I think it was Ty Cobb's record. Might have been Stan Musial's. He was the player manager of the Reds, and they were in Chicago, and he inserted himself as a pinch hitter, and he tied that mark. And then the next day he broke it in Cincinnati, but the owner, Marge Schott, did not want him to play on the road. She wanted him to get that record at home, but there was a ball game to be won, so he had to give it his best shot, and he did.
Same thing happened when Stan Musial got his 3,000th hit. He was out of the lineup. Cubs were their opponent.
Liner toward the left field corner. Brings Lee over close to the wall. He gets it on the warning track, and it's a double.
Strangely enough, that's about where Musial hit the ball. Opposite field double as a pinch hitter, and he got his 3,000th hit on the road. Sometimes you just got the game has to take precedence.
Tony Gwynn got his in Montreal. That's the 8th double for Jose Lopez. Runners at second and third, nobody out now in a 7-1 game. Rafael Betancourt's the batter, or Yuniesky Betancourt rather. He singled off Woody Williams' leg and then went to second on Woody's throwing error, which turned that run into an unearned run. Ryan Fearbin is a lefty warming up in the Seattle bullpen. Curveball hit to left center field. That'll score 2 to make it 7-3. And here's a play at second base. Hunter Pence's throw to Biggio, and he overslid the bag. Betancourt is out, but he drove in 2 to make it a 7-3 game. Biggio stayed with the tag. It goes as a 2-run single for Betancourt.
He doesn't get a double?
No.
Even though he had the bag first?
Right. He overslid the bag, so he does not get credit for a double.
Never established that he had control of the bag.
Exactly.
Ooh, and he may have gotten that left hand in. But again, he's the guy that stole third right earlier in the game. That was kind of a somewhat a questionable move. Probably should have hung on first base there.
He's a running shortstop tonight. This time he runs into an out. It's out number 1. 7-3 game, but he drove in a couple to give him 28 runs batted in. And now we get a pinch hitter. Jason Ellison is batting for Beck, an outfielder who used to be with the Giants. There's a strike to him, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Ellison. Ellison, a very good defensive player. He's had only 25 at bats with 4 hits. They've all been singles. As a pinch hitter, he's 0 for 5. It's 2-1 to Ellison. Beck leaving the game after 4 innings. The Astros 9 hits and 7 runs. He had 2 walks, 1 intentional. That foul ball goes out of play. And he struck out 4. Also hit a batter. Jason Davis has been warming up in the pen. Also Fearbin, the lefty. Mike Lamb did to lead it off at the bottom of the inning. Hargrove might bring in the lefty Fearbin. Foul back. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ellison. Ellison didn't even start a game until May 19th. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Such a difference in the way bench players are used in the 2 leagues. There can be long periods of inactivity for a bench player in the American League. Bouncer in the hole. Mike Lamb stretches to get it. Nice job. He really had to put that glove hand out towards second base. It would have been an impossible play for Loretta to get him at first.
And Ellison can really run too, so the ability not only to snag it, but to quickly get into a throwing position and get that ball over there. Nice play.
Excellent work. Now Ford, our Texas Ford dealers, show you the Major League batting average leaders. Maglio Ordonez, Matt Holliday, Jorge Posada, Placido Polanco, and Ichiro coming into tonight. And now it's Ichiro with 2 outs, nobody on. Smash into left center field. And he gets his second knock of the night. He is absolutely amazing. That is 95 hits already for him.
He's only 3 away now from most ever for a major league player in the first 7 years in the big leagues. And this isn't even 6.5 yet.
By the way, Ichiro told us he wanted to send out happy birthday wishes to Jerry Blancas.
One of his biggest fans.
Ichiro aboard for Jose Vidro now. He's 0 for 2.
Ichiro's a free agent at the end of this year.
Yes, he is. He's been making some noises that if things don't go well with the Mariners and they're not looking like a competitive team for the future, he might be willing to move on. He says all the right things about wanting to stay. There's ball one. It could be quite a harvest for free agent center fielders with the likes of Ichiro, Andrew Jones, Torrey Hunter headed for the free agent market this winter. Fouled away, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, the Astros are interested in looking into the Asian market. That would be quite a splash.
That would be a big splash. Ichiro stole second in the 3rd inning. His 18th steal of the year. And he's checked by that throw from Woody Williams. The Mariners have put together 4 hits and 2 runs here in the 5th inning. And that out at second on Betancourt is looking big. Runner going. Osmus with the throw to Loretta. Safe. Well, it looked like the ball was going to be arriving in good shape for the Astros. But Ichiro gets his 2nd steal of the night and 19th of the year.
And Brad makes another very good throw. This is twice. And a real good shot at Ichiro and just missed him. That could have gone either way. Tag applied as the foot's getting on the bag.
Fly ball right field. Luke Scott back to the wall. Just enough room to keep it in the park. And Vidro flies out to end the top of the 5th inning after the Mariners score 2 runs on 4 hits. They leave a man. It's 7-3 Houston. Bud Light. Tomorrow at 1:05, it's Jared Washburn and Roy Oswalt. Roy with a 1.97 home ERA this year, 4-1. Jared Washburn has been very good on the road. He's 3-1 with a 2.41 ERA. Lefty Washburn has faced the Astros as a member of the Angels. And that's the matchup tomorrow. Pre-game show at 12:30. Astros Live coming your way right here. Lefty Ryan Fearbin comes in. He's just been down to AAA and has just returned to the big league club. JD.
And very young, just 21 years of age, turns 22 in August. A couple of games this year, a cup of coffee last year for the Mariners. Fearbin, eh? F-E-I-E-R. Ben.
That's a different one.
That's spelling bee worthy.
Mike Lamb looks at his first pitch, and it's ball 1. Fearbin is from Cleveland, Ohio. He was drafted in 3rd round by the Mariners in 2003. Ripped on a line, deep right field. Guillen back, and one hops and goes over the wall for a double for Lamb. He continues a tremendous string of hitting. He hit that one right on the screws for his 6th double of the year.
I've talked about it a couple of times already tonight that the Astros played maybe at least one of their best games of the year last year. So Phil Garner trotting out the same lineup today. Saying, hey, it worked last night, let's go with it. And really paying off. Mike Lamb, red hot right now. You don't want to take any at-bats away from him.
He had 6 consecutive hits. Working around that intentional walk in the 3rd inning. Brad Ausmus has 4 consecutive hits, working around a sac bunt he put down last time up. And there's strike 1 to him. And Ausmus on this homestand is 7 for 10 during his 6-game hitting streak. 12 for 21 for Brad. Lays off a breaking ball. The count going to 1-1. Ausmus is hitting .353 against lefties this year. There have been one of 3 lefties in the Mariners bullpen. 2 balls, 1 strike. And he got in just 4 games with Seattle last year after pitching a Double-A San Antonio. He made 28 starts there with a 9-12 record, a 4.28 ERA. Popped up. Lopez underneath. 1 out. This Seattle bullpen leads the American League in wins with 13 and has 4 losses with the 4th best ERA in the AL, 3.40. Woody Williams has put down a sac bunt, which led to 2 runners scoring on Craig Biggio's homer, and then he struck out. In the dirt to Woody. He was a shortstop at Cy-Fair High School, played shortstop, and he pitched on Friday nights for the University of Houston.
Have a Friday night only clause in his contract?
Probably so.
That's when the stud goes, right? Friday night, is that how that works?
Yeah.
The ace of the staff goes on Friday night?
That's the ace's night to pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, he missed it by 1 this week. A win on Saturday night would be something he could probably live with.
Hey, we're good on Saturdays, right? Isn't that the deal?
We'll have to check.
Good record on Saturdays.
Is that the deal?
I don't know. I think I saw that, heard that somewhere.
It's important.
Keep track. 7-3 on Saturdays. Oh, man.
That's really a good record on Saturdays.
It's a lot.
Ichiro backing in center. Lamb tagging over the shoulder grab. And that's a long out, number 2.
Ichiro's a very good outfielder. The best outfielders, the best center fielders play very shallow because they trust their ability to go back on the ball. That's the case with Ichiro. He made that play look easy. Kind of nonchalant. He just kind of drifting back. No problem. Can of corn.
Ichiro is legendary for the number of hours that he puts in at the ballpark, stretching, preparing for games each and every day. Biggio, the batter. He homered in the 2nd inning. He's 1 for 3. A 3-run shot for Bidge.
That's probably it's one of the reasons why somebody will probably throw a 5 or 6 year deal at him as a free agent if he gets to it, even though he's 33 years of age. He's in tremendous shape.
Grounded and backhanded. Here's a long throw from Lopez. It's a good one. And in the 5th inning, it's no runs, a hit, and a runner stranded. After 5, the Astros lead the Mariners 7-3.
Lead the Pods, top of the 6th. You know, visit southwest.com/baseball for a chance to win a trip for 4 to Cooperstown, New York for the National Baseball Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Let freedom ding. Well, that guy has been honored already, and I think there are at least 2 on this field, Mr. Biggio and Mr. Ichiro, that will be in the Hall at some point as well.
Yeah, Ichiro is on that nice pace, isn't he? There's ball 1 to Guillen. Ichiro in his 7th major league season. He's going to need a few more years to get there. It's 2-0. Guillen has grounded to short and struck out looking. Two balls, 1 strike. Ibanez and Sexton to follow here in the Seattle 6th. The Astros about hit the Mariners 10-6. Each club has 1 error. That one's going to travel a long way. Guillen takes the tour. That's home run number 9 for him, and it's a 7-4 ball game as he picks up his 40th run batted in.
It'll be interesting to see how long Phil Garner goes with Woody Williams. There's been a couple times this year where Phil's sent Woody back out there after a rough inning or 2, and probably regrets having done it. Nothing going in the Astros bullpen right now. Woody got hit pretty hard there in the 5th, and now the leadoff home run by Guillen, and then we'll get somebody up in the Astros pen.
15th home run allowed by Williams this year. It's ball 1.
Came back down on the field of play, but I'm not sure where it hit. Up there off the message board.
Yeah. Popped up by Ibanez. Osmus underneath. 1 out. So Guillen's long ball, the 62nd of the year for the Mariners, brings his club to within 3. The Mariners have gotten back into this thing.
Yeah, you just hope you don't regret that leadoff double in the 5th that you didn't do anything with. That's the key when you're playing a tough team like the Mariners. Keep adding on.
Sexton puts one in the air. Berkman over for this one into foul ground. 2 outs.
Kowski Miller.
The Mariners, who are trying to snap a 3-game losing streak, have put some good swings together here the last couple of innings. Now they have Jojima. Jojima singled to lead off that 5th inning and came around to score. He's 1 for 2. Mariners have gotten tremendous production from their 2 catchers.
It's really interesting because when you have a 7-1 lead, as Woody did, you know, a veteran pitcher, anybody who knows how to pitch is going to attack hitters. That's your goal. You don't want to walk people. But that really plays to the strength of the Mariners because they are such a free swinging club. It's kind of a tough thing to reconcile as a pitcher. Well, they're free swingers, so maybe I should work out of the strike zone more, but that just goes against everything you've learned as a pitcher, how you're supposed to pitch with a big lead.
Grounded and backhanded by Mike Lamb. He throws across to Berkman, and Williams comes back with 3 outs in a row after the home run by Guillen. It's 7-4 Houston in the 6th.
Astro market. Check out MLB.tv. The Astros are always on at MLB.com. The live and on-demand video of every game, live audio broadcast on your computer or mobile device, and player tracker alerts when your favorites are batting and more. For more details, visit www.astros.com. They'll answer all your questions. That's where baseball's always on.
Well, it's on right here, and the Astros lead it 7-4. Seattle has come back to make it a closer game. Hunter Pence, who has built a legion of fans in his early days in the major leagues, looks at a breaking pitch from Ryan Fearman, and it's ball one. Pence had an RBI triple in the first. He's 1 for 3. A little tap goes out to Fearman. Whoops, he couldn't find a handle, and oh, he barely got him. I don't know. Brian Knight made the out call at first.
Pitcher tells himself, don't panic, take your time, got a lot of time. Oh, I didn't get the handle on it, might not have as much time. Ooh, maybe.
You know what's going through the umpire's mind too? He's saying, oh, darn, I'm going to have to make one of these.
Yeah, just make the play and don't put me under that kind of pressure. That's why if I'm up and I rule it safe. It's close. Could have gone either way, I guess.
That's an eyelash call at first base.
What do? You quickly calculate who's the home team?
Now you calculate who's responsible for being so close.
Okay.
Lance Berkman, Richie Sexton underneath near the right field line. 2 out for Fearman, giving his club some good relief work here. And the Astros trying to stretch that lead out. Have Carlos Lee batting. 2 outs, nobody on. He has an RBI single and a walk. Boston with Daisuke Matsuzaka winning, beat San Francisco 1-0. On a home run by Manny Ramirez, his 9th. He beat Matt Cain, who's 2-7. There's ball one. The Yankees beat the Mets 11-8. Vizcaíno the winner over Tom Glavine. A shot into center field. Second hit for Lee tonight. So they only ride the home run alley on a home run by Lee. They just kind of brandish these stick horses if he gets a single.
These horses have been getting some rest then for a few games.
Yeah. They've had time to decorate them a little bit more. They're getting bored out there. They haven't been able to ride. They've been playing with the horse's hair.
Those are smart looking sombreros, though.
With the flock of seagulls thing going on with his horse.
Mark Loretta has a pair of doubles, an RBI. Lee takes off. Here's Sexton's throw to Betancourt, and he tags him out. It's a caught stealing from 1-3 to 6 to win the 6th inning. With the Astros ahead 7-4.
I mean, there's probably a couple guys. I'd say, you know, Barry in the National League is pretty tough, and Ichiro, I'd probably say, is pretty tough.
And as he's out at second base, the first pitch of the 7th inning for Woody Williams was taken by Lopez, who also takes a second pitch, and it's a 1-1 count. Lopez doubled as a part of the 2-run 5th inning. He's 1 for 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We just checked with the official score about the run that Woody Williams gave up in the 3rd inning. We were assuming it was an unearned run, but he has made it an earned run despite the error by Woody because of the stolen base by Betancourt. Line drive left center field. That shoots the gap. Hunter Pence over to try to hold him to a single, and he does. He's done that a few times tonight. And Lopez was thinking double. He took the big turn. But Hunter Pence keeps the double play in order. So all the runs surrendered by Woody are earned tonight.
Ball checks up out there, and Hunter Pence gets around it. Good hustle, not only to get to the ball, but to get behind the ball. So he's facing the base runners. He makes that turn. He looks up and sees the center fielder picking that ball up in a position to make a throw. Not with his back to him. He's going to slam on the brakes.
Betancourt fouls it, strike 1. He's 2 for 2 with an RBI. Yeah, that was a kind of an official scoring dilemma. What we found out was Betancourt stole third base and then scored on the Ichiro single in the 3rd inning. Well, the official scorer is assuming had he not been at second on the error, he would have stolen second base and scored. So that's why the run is earned. Yeah, it's tough to reconstruct an inning.
You could
like
do that.
I didn't either. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Finally hit me who this guy reminds me of physically. Is Davy Cruz. Remember Davy Cruz
Oh,
of the
yeah.
Tigers?
Yes.
Strongly built shortstop.
Yeah, he does. There's a resemblance there. Atlanta beat Cleveland 6-2. John Smoltz, after a few extra days because of a shoulder problem, got back in the rotation and won tonight for the Braves. He's 8-3. He beat Paul Bird. Hunter Pence back into center field. 1 out. Now the backup catcher Burke is coming up to pinch hit with O'Flaherty in the bullpen. And Jamie Burke has really put things together very nicely with an 8-game hitting streak recently. He has 11 hits in his last 19 at bats. This is a career high 8-game hitting streak for him. A .415 hitter with no homers and 6 runs batted in. Jamie Burke 17 for 41.
Well, he may be a .415 hitter, but it's .751.
Yeah.
That's like the old adage about the 5 o'clock hitter.
Oh.
He's a 5 o'clock hitter. He's a .415 hitter. He's 3 hours late. Here's a little flashback for you. Through 67 games, the Astros record coming into this ball game identical to 2005. That turned out to be a pretty good year. The Astros are 15.5 games back that year. 8.5 games back in the Central now. A little further behind in the wild card race.
So Burke is the pinch hitter for Fearbin. And he looks at ball 1. Fearbin in 2 innings allowed the Astros 2 hits and no runs. He had no walks, no strikeouts. Burke puts this one toward the right fielder, Luke Scott, for the 2nd out. And Adrian Beltre has not started either tonight or last night in this series, out with a thumb injury. So Mike Hargrove has chosen Burke, backup catcher, for this pinch hit at bat. And he's also used Ellison earlier in the game. That leaves him with Broussard and also Bloomquist. And Phil Garner with Ichiro due up next wants Trevor Miller, lefty on lefty. It's 7-4 Astros. Back in a moment.
Astros. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Houston Astros.
And the Astros make the move to bring in Trevor Miller. Woody Williams out of the game with a 7-4 lead and a man on base with 2 outs. Ichiro the batter. Ichiro is 2 for 3 in this game with an RBI single in the 3rd, another single in the 5th, 2 stolen bases. That's the matchup as Miller comes in with no wins, no losses, a 7.64 ERA.
No real advantage lefty on lefty with Suzuki. When you look at the batting average, it's identical coming into this game, 342 against righties and lefties.
Trevor has not faced him before. There is ball 1.
But, you know, such a good hitter like Suzuki, not a bad idea just to give him a different look here. He's already got a couple of knocks off Woody tonight.
One and 1. How about those numbers? Identical. Miller pitched Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in the Oakland series. Soft liner over second base into center field. 3rd hit of the game for Ichiro. He was 4th in the American League in batting average when the night started at 342.
He's a magic man. Good breaking ball, sweeping breaking ball to the outside corner, and just a flick of the wrist and a line drive single.
And that's the only batter for Trevor Miller in this game. Switch hitting Vidro up next. And the Astros once again turn to the bullpen. Dave Borkowski coming in, 7-4, and the potential tying run will be at the plate in just a moment. The Astros led 7-1 following the 4th inning. Dave Borkowski is pitcher number 3 for the Astros, coming in with a 1-0 record.
Yeah, Bork having a real nice year, 3.25 ERA, strikeout for every inning pitched. League hitting 245 against him. Vidro, the switch hitter, throughout his career has been pretty much identical left and right.
He's 0 for 3 in this game. 2 men on, 2 outs.
So he's been a little bit better from the right side this year, hitting 321 right-handed, 281 left-handed. That might be why Phil Garner went to Borkowski here. Maybe just has a little higher level of confidence in Borkowski right now than Trevor Miller.
Fastball makes it an even count at 1-1. Vidro was 2 for 8 against Trevor in his career. And he is 1 for 1 against Borkowski. Mariners are 2 for 5 with men in scoring position. He fouls it. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. The last 2 games, opposing hitters went 1 for 17 with men in scoring position against the Astros. In the last 8 games, Opposing hitters are hitting .213 against the Astros with men in scoring position. Borkowski's trying to lower that a little bit.
Vidro, a very disciplined hitter, lifetime .300 batting average for Vidro. Back to his best days in Montreal. You go in there for a weekend series, you can count on him doing some damage. Lots of doubles.
He pokes that one foul. He's a tough man to finish off. He has 20 walks and 19 strikeouts this year. Vidro, 32 years old, a .301 career hitter. And he taps that one foul. Jose Guillen on deck. He homered in the 6th inning. Astros about hit the Mariners 11-9 tonight.
And that may be another reason behind Borkowski here, because you would definitely want the right-hander on the mound for Guillen, so bring him in one hitter early. You know, if it's a push, lefty or righty versus Vidro, why not bring the right-hander in just in case he reaches, and then Borkowski will face Guillen, and he won't, he'll have some pitches under his belt. Hopefully, it doesn't come to that here in the 7th.
Brad Lidge not available tonight to Phil Garner. And it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. And as you know, a manager will work backwards in his bullpen from the closer to the setup guys. That can be influential. Three and two outs. The runners move. And it's ball 4 to load the bases for Guillen. Guillen 1 for 3. That home run in the 6th inning, and he hit it very well.
Borkowski did not want to give in to Vidro there. Was hoping to get him to chase that pitch down out of the strike zone. Vidro has a very discerning eye. That's not the case with Guillen. He doesn't walk a whole lot, but he is dangerous.
Guillen is 0 for 2 in his career against Borkowski. The Mariners are hitting .436 with the bases loaded this year. There's strike one. They have a .293 team batting average with runners in scoring position. Ibanez on deck. One and one. Borkowski got the win Tuesday night against Oakland in the 11th inning contest. Also pitched Thursday. And that one he gave up to Marco Scudero homer that tied it 5-5 in the 6th. Guillen's not biting on the slider, and it's 2-1. Yes, it was. 2-2. Not the pitch Guillen was looking for on 2-1, so he took it and it moved back to the corner. And that makes a world of difference. 2-2 as opposed to a 3-1 count. He flicks it foul.
Yeah, there are a lot of hitters like Guillen who are will show some patience until they get 2 strikes, and then they get a little jumpy. Back in the 6th, he got a pitch to his liking, crunched it.
It's a full count on the second straight batter for Dave Borkowski. Lopez at third, Ichiro at second, Vidro at first.
You still have to make a pitch here. Even if you walk and you walk in a run, you hate to do that, but you just can't afford to throw Guillen a cookie here. You've got to make a pitcher's pitch.
Runner's going, and it's hit to Hunter Pence for the final out. No runs, 2 hits, 3 men left. A key out in this game for Dave Borkowski. And the Astros maintain their 7-4 lead in the 7th. For more on the Astros, we send it to Kevin for tonight's Toyota Truck Game Break. This good Saturday night crowd has watched a game which was a 6-1 Astros after 3 turned into a tighter one. It's now 7-4. Dave Borkowski, after walking Jose Vidro, got Jose Guillen on a fly ball to center on a 3-2 pitch with the bases loaded to get out of trouble in the top of the inning. Now the Astros are looking for some more run support for their pitching staff as they come up in the home 7th inning against pitcher number 3 of the night. Lefty Eric O'Flaherty is in for Seattle.
O'Flaherty after the 19th time, he's 3-0 with a 2.49 ERA. He too just a youngster. He's 22 years of age from Walla Walla, Washington.
Mark Loretta moves back to ball 1. He has a pair of doubles and an RBI tonight. O'Flaherty worked to one batter in last night's game. Came in with 2 on in the 7th inning and struck out Luke Scott looking.
A few years ago, the Mariners had one of the oldest teams in baseball. Now they have one of the younger teams.
Sure do. Young pitchers working tonight. Fearbin now, 22-year-old O'Flaherty. He was a 6th-round pick in 03. 1-2. O'Flaherty last year made the big jump from Class A all the way up to the major leagues. He went from Class A Inland Empire to AA San Antonio to AAA Tacoma. 15 games with Seattle. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Loretta's going to have to get a double to center here now. One to the right, one to the left.
Yeah. 3-2.
Be able to sneak one by Ichiro out there towards left center a little bit. Suzuki a step or 2 towards right field for him, and shallow. Man, very shallow. He's got almost as much turf behind him as he has in front of him.
Loretta fouls it. Woody Williams in 6 2/3 innings allowed 8 hits and 4 runs with no walks. He struck out 4. He threw 95 pitches. Trevor Miller gave up a hit to the only man he faced, Ichiro. He's a happy guy. There's a leadoff walk to Loretta. Third walk the Astros have drawn in this game. And Luke Scott will follow. This is the 4th inning in which the Astros leadoff man has reached base. In 2 of the 3 so far, that runner has scored. Scott has lined to first, struck out, and flied to left. Jared Weaver and the Angels shut out the Dodgers 3-0. Jason Schmidt the loser in that one.
A lot of great pitching going on today. This is the 3rd shutout, I've heard.
Chad Qualls warming up for Houston. Francisco Rodriguez gets save number 22 in that 3-0 Angels win. White Sox are leading at Pittsburgh. Chad Qualls warming up for Houston. That's a 5-1 White Sox lead in the middle of the 8th. Josh Fields hit his first homer. Ibanez underneath. 1 out. Mike Lamb. See if he can keep his consecutive hit streak going. He's had hits in 6 consecutive at bats. 4 last night, 2 tonight, with an intentional walk thrown into the mix.
Challenge here, pretty tough left-hander on the hill.
Rafael Chavez comes out.
He's been inducing a lot of meetings lately. That's good hitting. Let's go over again. What are we going to try to do to this guy? We haven't figured him out yet. Time he goes up there, he hits it hard.
Well, Mike Lamb was hitting .248 before the Thursday night game with Oakland. Now he's at .302. 7 for 14 on this homestand with a homer and 5 runs batted in. The Astros club record is 8 consecutive hits, and Mike is at 6 right now. Phillies lead Detroit 4-2. They're in the bottom of the 7th at Philadelphia. Victorino at his 7th home run, and Aaron Rowan, number 10 for the Phillies. Carlos Guillen and Curtis Granderson have gone deep for the Tigers. Near the left field corner, Ibanez tracks it down, and Lamb's streak comes to an end without number 2 in the inning.
Put a pretty good swing on it, though.
He did.
Ibanez had a pretty good jump to track that one down. We'll leave it up to Swiffer boy.
Well, Brad Ausmus has already come through tonight with 2 hits and 3 at-bats. A run scored, another run driven in. Has a chance to once again add to the Astros offense here in the 7th inning with Dave Borkowski on deck. Falls in the bullpen. Runner takes off. There's a snap throw to Sexton. And Boudreaux runs down Loretta for the final out to end the 7th inning with no runs, no hits, nobody left. Moving to the 8th, it's 7-4 Astros. Morgan Ensberg enters the game at third base. It's a double switch, putting him in the 9th spot in the batting order. And the new pitcher, Chad Qualls, goes into Mike Lamb's number 7 position with a 5-3 record and a 3.74 ERA.
Worked 2 innings on Thursday, allowed nada, league hitting .256 against Chad. So if Brad Lidge is not available, Qualls 8th, Wheeler 9th, I guess would be the game plan.
There is strike 1 to Ibanez. He's 0 for 3. Dave Borkowski worked 1/3 of an inning, allowing no hits, no runs, with 1 walk and no strikeouts. Qualls throws the slider. It's a 1-1 count. Chad worked Tuesday and Thursday in the Oakland series. And he has pitched scoreless ball during this homestand.
It seems so easy. You say, well, you got to get 6 outs before the Mariners score 3 runs. It shouldn't be hard.
Sounds easy, you're right.
But it's not.
Qualls has not given up a run in any of his last 6 appearances. Ooh. That makes it easier if you can break off a slider like that.
You get that leadoff man too, is so important. Just don't want to open any doors. No walks, no errors. Force the other club to put the ball in play and beat you with base hits, and then it becomes a percentage play. Awfully difficult if you keep the ball in the ballpark. You string that many hits together against your top relievers.
Richie Sexson is 0 for 3. Inside for ball 1. Jason Davis in the bullpen for Seattle. Sexton started. They appealed his swing at first, but he did not go on the ruling by Brian Knight. It's 2-0. In the 5-1 win last night, it was Dan Wheeler for 1/3 of an inning, Brad Lidge for 1 inning to close it out for Wandy Rodriguez. 3 balls and no strikes, and that was important because in the 11-inning game on Thursday night, the Astros went to the bullpen in the 5th. 7 innings of relief work for the pen on that occasion. 3 balls and a strike now. They're all deep for the hard-hitting Richie Sexson. He taps 1 to third. Ensberg gets 2 easy hops. 2 outs. Now Jojima. Jamie Burke, the backup catcher, is already pinch hit. These Seattle catchers have really been providing a lot of offense. They have combined to hit .338 with 20 doubles, 7 homers, and 32 runs batted in this year. Strike to Jojima. When he came from Japan, he really went on a crash course of learning the English language so he could communicate with his pitching staff. Oh, 2. And he had that kind of role reversal. There have been a lot of pitchers who have come from Japan, but in his case, he was pretty well forced to learn English. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's always nice when a foreign-born player can assimilate himself into American culture and learn the English language, but sometimes if there's a Hideo Nomo, somebody of that nature, and I don't know how well he really had command of the English language, but you can work around it because he has an interpreter. Hard to do that with a catcher who needs to communicate during a game.
Yeah, unless every time the catcher went out to the mound, you sent an interpreter out there with him. And there's no similarities, of course, between Japanese and English.
No.
I mean, I would have no chance. If I'd have played 20 years in Japan before I'd be even come close.
That's a very difficult.
What these guys have done.
It really is. difficult language to learn. Flick foul. Such a different approach to baseball in Japan, where Bobby Valentine has become a successful manager, but things are just not done in the same way there. They are very rigid and disciplined, hours and hours and hours of practice and muscle memory and drills, running. He struck him out. Good slider for Chad Qualls in a 1-2-3 8th inning, 7-4 Astros. Fifth and one in the 6th inning to make it a 3-run lead. Happy Father's Day coming up, and there's a special sign to folks back in Seattle. Right here, it's Jason Davis taking over. He is pitcher number 4 for the Mariners. He's 1-0 with a 4.01 ERA.
We saw him last night work 2/3 of an inning. A couple of hits allowed, no runs, no walks, and a punch out. A hard thrower, good movement on his fastball. Control's a bit of an issue. He's walked 19 men in 24 2/3 innings. That's a very high number.
They're having a nice little chat there. Maybe he should put up his sign for somebody.
Put your sign down. You're embarrassing me.
Brad Ausmus is 2 for 3 in this game. 2 singles to center field. A run scored, an RBI. Davis delivers, strike 1. Davis came in the 7th inning last night. He did not face Ausmus. Morgan Ensberg is on deck. Craig Biggio due up 3rd. It's 0-2. The Seattle bullpen has a closer, J.J. Putz, with 19 saves and 19 opportunities this year. And they are getting him ready.
Opportunity being the operative word. Don't want to give him that opportunity because he has been nails.
Ausmus calls time, backs away. They've lost 3 in a row.
He's now getting the "Hey, we saw you on television with the catch a wave" sign phone call.
It worked.
And they're talking about me now. Hold it up. Turn it around. You've got it upside. There you go. Okay, now turn it sideways. Turn it sideways. I thought maybe we could communicate here.
Not that easy. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now it's a full count. There have been a few of those tonight. But the Astros have drawn 3 walks, and the Mariners have only drawn 1. Little chop. Davis goes up for it, juggles the ball, and throws low and gets away. And goes out of play, so Ausmus will be moved over to second base on the misplay by Davis.
Well, if he gets a knockout of that, he'll have 3 of the softest hits. Davis almost made a heck of a play. Like a rebounder here going after this high chopper. Yeah, backhand, had it, lost it, threw it away.
If that's a hit, Brad's right up there with Barry White.
It's kind of like the Woody Williams play earlier in the game.
2-base error. Morgan Ensberg fouls it. There's strike 1.
And his biggest mistake was probably rushing when he didn't need to. He had plenty of time. If he just corrals that, takes his time. But he got in a big hurry trying to make the transition from glove to throwing hand.
We have a change. Brad has joined Barry White with his 3rd hit of the game. It's a hit and an error. A 3-hit game on his bobblehead night. Why not? 1 ball and 1 strike.
When you're hot, you're hot.
And it's 2-1 to Ensberg. Morgan up for the first time, hitting .217.
28 hits in the last 2 nights for the Astros.
What is going on here? And a strike makes it 2-2. When the Astros score 4 runs in a game or more, their record is 24-12. And Wheeler warming up in the bullpen. Three and 2 to Ensberg. Biggio on deck. That error was the 2nd by the Mariners tonight. High to left field. Ensberg flips the bat away. 2-run homer. And it's 9-4. Number 7 for Ensberg, giving him 19 runs batted in.
Astros hadn't scored since the 4th. The Mariners chipped away. Probably felt like they had a fighting chance going into the 9th, but not so much anymore.
And it's our Coors Light Cold Blast provided by Morgan Ensberg on the 3-2 pitch.
Tip of the cap, toss of the bat, up on top of the train tracks. The point where Randy Don Meredith would break in to turn out the lights. The party's over.
Ensberg makes it a 5-run lead. Biggio smacks a line drive. Ichiro in. And grabs that sinking liner. 1 out.
Off the bat, it looked like 29-90. Suzuki playing a very shallow center field. Got a nice jump.
Suzuki can really motor. It stays at 29-89.
So wait till tomorrow. If he plays the day game.
He may not. Hunter Pence fouls it back. Strike 1. He has an RBI triple in 4 trips.
Well, Gart may be tempted to run this lineup back out again tomorrow.
Very good. The homer by Ensberg was his first of the season at home.
Well, they got the lefty Washburn going tomorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe Ensberg will get a shot to play. Especially after that swing of the bat.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Astros have been on it tonight with men in scoring position. 5 for 11. 2 homers, 8 runs batted in. 1-2 to Pence.
Just a bit outside.
The Astros have been out homered at home by a tally of 44-26 this year. start to turn that around, good things might happen for them. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bounces one. Vidro there. 2 outs. And Lance Berkman bats. He's 1 for 3 after being hit by a pitch in the first inning. Hits last night for the Astros to tie their season high. 13 more tonight. They had a dozen in the 11-inning game on Thursday, which they lost to Oakland. They had 11 on Wednesday night. 4 straight games and double digits in the hit column. Berkman takes ball 1. One and 1 to Lance.
He's got good stuff.
He does. Line, Ichiro backing on it. Oh, that one was hit hard. And it's 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error. Moving to the 9th inning, it's 9-4 Astros. By Southwest Airlines, by the Progressive Insurance Group, by Bacardi Rum, and by your Texas Ford dealers. Joe Garner has made a change on the infield. Now he will make another one on the mound. Chad Qualls came out to warm up for the 9th inning. The Astros lead at 9-4. Eric Bruntlett is in the game at shortstop. Mark Loretta has moved to second base. And it's going to be Brian Moeller coming in for the final 3 outs with a 9-4 lead. Back in a moment. to warm up a little bit before the inning started. Mark Loretta has moved. He's moved from shortstop to second base. Eric Bruntlett has entered the game at shortstop, and he's batting in the 7th spot. Brian Moeller is in the game to pitch. He is pitcher number 5 for the Astros with an 0-2 record.
Yeah, once the score went from 7-4 to 9-4, Phil Garner decided to save a few pitches for Chad Qualls. Don't risk his availability for tomorrow. Turn it over to Brian Moeller on for the 14th time. He's had a lot of long periods of inactivity this year, but getting more frequent work lately. He worked twice in the Oakland series. One scoreless inning in the middle game of that series, and then was the losing pitcher in the extra inning game.
That's Jose Lopez leading it off in the 9th inning. And there's strike 1 for Moeller to Lopez, who's 2 for 3. Chad Qualls had a 1-2-3 8th with 2 strikeouts. Dave Borkowski got probably the biggest out of the game with the bases loaded on Guillen in the 7th. Line shot left field. The one hops on its way out to Carlos Lee. And that's the way the Mariners start the 9th inning with Lopez's 3rd hit of the game.
Last 3 trips to the plate, double 5th, single 7th, line drive single here in the 9th. Good looking player.
Yes, he is. So is this player, shortstop Unieski Betancourt. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI.
Just call him Ricky.
Let's do that.
Yeah, they call him Ricky.
Is that what they call him?
Yeah.
That's a good nickname. There's ball 1. Ben Broussard is on deck. Broussard, a left-handed batter. And he's been their best pinch hitter so far this year, going 4 for 11. Strike for Brian Moeller. That evens the count at 1-1. There's Broussard getting loose with a pitcher spot. Davis due up next. Moeller throws to Bruntlett. On to Bruntlett. Our player of the game, brought to you by Gatorade, Craig Biggio, with a home run back in the 2nd inning.
1 out of 5 tonight for Craig, but that home run, a big one. The 2-0 game into a 5-0 game. That much easier on Woody Williams.
Pinch hitter Ben Broussard batting for Davis. Former Cleveland Indian taking strike 1. Broussard, a .265 hitter, has 3 homers, 9 runs batted in. He's had 68 at bats. He taps it to first base foul. Broussard, as you mentioned, 4 for 11 pinch hitting with a homer and 5 runs batted in. That includes a pinch hit grand slam for Broussard. He has 3 career pinch hit grand slams. That ties a major league record. This big crowd is ready for a finishing kick from Brian Moeller. Little tap to Bruntlett. And the Astros win this interleague series by taking the first 2 from the Mariners. Now they go for a sweep tomorrow. Woody Williams going to 3-9 with a victory. Chae-Sung Beck, the loser, goes to 3-3. Mike Lamb had at one point 6 consecutive hits in this series. He does it again tonight. And the Astros knock off the Mariners by a final score of 9-4. Stay right here. The Astros Live postgame show is just ahead with interviews and highlights. Greg Lucas will be with Jimmy Wynn out of the Landry's Crawford boxes for analysis. It's all up next here on FSN Houston.